Okay.
Regarding the holidays that are coming up, like Thanksgiving and Halloween and New Year's and of course Christmas and so forth, are there any like tips or things we could go over for creating those pages? Or should we just treat it?
I will go. That's a good question.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually working on that this week. So we got some good starting points. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to go over the basics because some of the questions are, I've been told that sometimes our class gets a little overheated. Well, not overheated, goes over some people's heads because some of you have been here for a while and you have very technical questions that some beginners just kind of skims over them and they get lost. So we're going to go over the more in-depth stuff later. So we'll go over the basics. So number one, we're going to go over is how to navigate through your web system. And some people, I've been doing mine for over almost 2 years now. I have roughly over 250 some, maybe, I don't know, over 250 pages in mine. I literally write 2 pages every week, regardless. I make sure I have at least 2 pages in my website. I write every week. I actually schedule it in my Google Calendar to write a page. That doesn't mean that.
Recording?
Yes, I'm recording. You see the little red dot?
Where?
You should have a little red dot.
Oh, I see it now. I see it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's right up in the top left.
Yeah, it's up there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you use your Google Calendar. It comes with your Google Gmail, comes with Google Chrome. Use that calendar. Schedule yourself time every day to work in your PBS system and put what you're going to do. Don't just say, okay, I'm working in my PBS system. You want to say, I'm going to work 10 minutes. If you're in V-marketing, you're going to say, hey, I'm doing my 30 minutes V-marketing at this time on this day. Be consistent. Try to make that every day. I can't always work on the same time, but I always put in there, I'm going to write 2 pages and then I schedule time. Okay, I'm going to do 10 minutes today. If I have an hour block, I'm going to put in, okay, I'm going to do an hour today on my website. I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to make a new title. I'm going to do something every day. Try to stay consistent with that time. Every Sunday, I sit down at 8 o'clock every Sunday night and I map out all of my student training, the times I'm going to be on the phone, the times with my family always comes first. And then I map down what I'm going to do in my PBS. You never neglect your PBS. Even those that are working on the phones, you're doing your calls, do not neglect your PBS because that's what's going to sustain your financial future. Okay? So always work in your PBS.
That's a good point.
So,
Sheila?
Yes.
I have a question, Lou Ambrose. When you're doing this, can you concentrate on pictures? Because I'm having a heck of a time since we got to the new system, getting pictures into my blog. And
we'll do. Yeah, that on my list, Miss Mary Lou. We are definitely going to go over that.
Thank you.
This is your menu. So when you get in, this is what you are taught to go through. When you start with your home page and you click on that and you go through each home page. Each one of the categories, when you come to it, you will click on it and each one of these links will go to a page in your system. This also needs to be modified. Even though it's your advertising page, you still need to modify it. And each one of these goes to a different system. This FireFan, some of y'all have FireFan still on your system. This is not here anymore. I actually have a different sports program in here, but I use the same content and just modified it a little bit. So when you go through there, you will go through each one of those. But I also have what we call hidden pages. So once you go through all of this, you will see, all your pages. Then what you can do is come to your dashboard. And for me, this just makes it a little easier for me to follow. Your home page is on your post. So whenever you go to your home page, you can find it here in your post. And you just go to where it says all posts. And it will show you a list of all of the pages that are on your home page. and you see where I have draft. These are some that I have, the one I have in draft, but the ones that are not in draft are the ones that are on my home page. And to edit them, instead of going to my home page on my menu structure, I just come to here. And if you hover over the title, you see your commands. You can do an edit, which is a full edit. You can do a quick edit, which is where if you just want to change your date, or change the time, or change it from a draft back into a published page, or if it's published, you want to put it to draft. This is where you do your quick edit. You can also put it in trash, which I don't recommend you put anything in trash. You can always reuse content. And then you have preview. Preview where you're like, well, I don't really remember what this looks like. You can just click on preview and see exactly what it is. Same thing here. So if we wanted to do an edit, I can just click on edit and it brings me specifically to that content that I want to look at. And then I can edit and modify it straight from there. Okay. Now,
so if you want to edit a page,
okay.
you want to edit a page. I've been like all morning trying to figure that one out.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Lots of days before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let me go through this and I'll show you. Yep.
Okay.
So this is a post. So as you can see, you have an HTML code, and some of you see this and it's like, man, I don't know what this is. This is just code, and all you have to do is click anywhere inside that block, and you will get a command screen, and you will click preview, and it will show you what's in there. This is actually a blank screen. It's a blank block, but it's supposed to have a picture in it. I removed the picture. I did a boo-boo to my system that I'm fixing. So I don't want to remove that block because I'm going to come back in my edit and fix it. And I'm going to tell you what my boo-boo was. I wanted to clean out my media library. So I went in and took some pictures that I had duplicates of, not thinking that when you add a picture in your library, it assigns it a host or a code. And every time you use that picture in your system, it assigns it that code or a place value. So I deleted some of those that was actually I shouldn't have because they were used in my system. So everywhere I deleted a picture, it gave me a blank screen because that picture is no longer in my library. So I have quite a few of those I have to fix. But I'll come back and fix those later. But this is where I can actually come in and edit and change things and do whatever I need to do here in this actual picture. And then once you finish something, I know I heard Miss Susan on Paul, she was talking about how she loses things sometimes, because sometimes we fat finger things. My rule of thumb is for every 2 paragraphs that you write or 2 things that you change in your system, if you add a picture or you add a gallery of pictures or you do a title, a heading, and a paragraph, go and if you're in draft, save your draft. If you're in a page that's and you're updating it, hit update. Even though this has an automatic update, it's a timed update. So you might write 3 or 4 paragraphs before it changes. And if you fat finger something and you go up here and it doesn't always bring up everything that you've done, but if you've updated or saved your work, you can always bring it back. So that's just a general rule of thumb. After every couple of changes that you've done, hit that save draft if you're in draft, or hit that update just so you save it for whatever reason. You could have a glitch in your computer. You can do like I did. I did a whole page one time, didn't save it. Our power went out. My computer shut down, came back. I only got half of it from the automatic save. So
Which page are you on right now? Just
So this is just my home page.
okay.
So yeah, so I'm just going to hit update because I came in here, I looked at something, the computer might think I changed it, I really didn't, but I always hit update before I leave it.
Can I ask one? It looked like as you page down on this page, it was sort of like an index page, and I had been through some training with Rory where he made index pages, an index page, I think it was his first page, and then it kind of showed him everything it was a snippet, a few sentences.
Yes, that's on your category page on your menu. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's actual page, and I'll show you how to do that. So we are in the post, which is your home page. Now we're going to go to our pages, which is where everybody's going to be working in. So if you come and use your dashboard, utilize your dashboard as much as possible. Come down to your pages, and you have where it says all pages. So we're going to go here to all pages. And guess what? It's going to pull up every page in your system with the exception of your post, which is your home page. So any page that you've created, whether it be in draft or if it's a published page, will show up here. And they will be in alphabetical order. And if anybody knows anything about English, if you have any page that starts with numbers, numbers is going to come first, then your alphabet. And it has the same principle as your post page. If you hover over the title, it gives you the option to edit. Miss Holly, this is where you come and edit. Okay? So when you click on your pages and go to all pages, you hover over your title and you see this word right here where it says edit. You click on that button and it brings you straight to your page, and you are in edit mode. You don't have to click on anything else. When your page comes up, you can start typing. You can start changing out whatever it is you need to change out.
Okay, and the difference between edit and the quick edit is?
Okay, so when you go to a quick edit, let me update. A quick edit will not show you your page. It just shows you basically your information. So I will show you how that looks. And you really don't need to use a quick edit unless it is to change a date. So this is how your quick edit looks. It just gives you a basic schematic of your page. It tells you what your title is. It tells you what your slug is. It tells you the date that you posted it, that it was created. All right. And it gives you the option if you want to put a password on it or if you want to make it private. If you have any pages in private, Google doesn't look at those. Those will only be to people that you actually give out your information that they can see. So it just basically tells you basic information. It tells you if you wanted to put a page in draft and it's published, it tells you the status of your page. So this is basically, most people don't even need to use quick edit. Like I said, other than if you just wanted to change the date of your published date. But most of the time, you're just going to be in basic edit mode.
So you can change the date, because I know sometimes the example PBS that we all start with is like from 2016 or something else like that.
Yes.
And if you're posting yours, you probably want yours to look like this is really updated. I'll put the real date in there, right?
Yes, and that's what I tell all of my students, and that's a good rule of thumb. Google will not look at any page, or they won't index well a page that's over 2 years old. Okay. My thing is if you are editing a page, you want to make sure that it has your stamp on there. Let you know what pages you've touched, what pages you've gone through, what pages you've been in. So as soon as you finish modifying a page, you want to go up to your date. So let me show you where that's at.
Isn't it right there?
It's there, but remember, you're not going to be in quick edit. You're going to be on your actual page.
Okay.
So you're going to be hitting your edit button, and you're going to be in your page. So if it's a page that you are modifying, which means it came from your original content with Rory, it was part of your original page, then you want to be able to come up here. Let's see. Up here, you want to make sure you're in your document side. So if you are in your block, that means you've actually clicked on a block. So if you want to be in your document, just click anywhere else on your page. It brings you back to document. And you see right here where it says published. Okay. If you click on this date, it brings up a calendar. And so you want to be able to, you can change your month, you can change the date and the year. You don't want to go in and say, oh, I got a bunch of pages that I didn't do that on, and go and change everything to the same date. That raises a red flag with Google AdSense when you go to apply, because then they think you copied and pasted everything. So you want to make sure that as you're modifying and editing your pages, When you finish, you come back in and change the date to the date that you finished your edits and finished your modifications. That way, you know, it's also a good tracking for you that when you go back and look through your pages, you see, oh, that's a date that I've been in. So I know I've touched this page. And you won't,
I'm sorry.
and then that way you won't be going back trying to guess, have I done this page? Have I modified this page? You know, it has your date on it when you finished it. So that helps you know that, yeah, I've touched this page. I've done it. It's over. Go ahead.
So that box came up when you hovered over the title and it said edit, and when you clicked on edit, this box came up on the right?
No, when you go into your all pages, so when you go into your all pages and you hover over the title,
yeah,
then you get the command.
Okay.
And then you just click on edit.
Okay.
And it brings your page up. Okay. And then you're in your edit mode and you can just start typing. But
it comes up with a page.
Huh?
It comes up at the same time as the page.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But now if you're working from your menu structure, then you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to click on the category, and this is what you were talking about. This is your category where it has snippets of each page that you have listed.
Under that category?
Yes. And then you can just click on, let's go here and do Fandango. You click on that and it's going to take me to my Fandango page. And then as you can see, my toolbar shows up. You see up here, this black toolbar?
Mm-hmm. Russell Stover's.
Yep. Russell Stover's. That's one of my markets. So
I get those.
Then all you do is you click this edit page right here. Okay, you see that? And if you click that, it does the exact same thing. It takes you into your edit mode. And then that's where you can come in and start, typing, changing things. It also has all of your information over here. It has your document status. It also, if you click on a block, it will tell you what type of block you're using per each block that you go to. So this is where as soon as you finish doing your page, it's like, okay, everything's updated. I got it the way I want to. You're going to hit your update, and then you're going to come and change your date.
Oh, so you have to manually change the date? It doesn't do it itself?
If it's a page that has been created and already published, if you go in and modify it, especially if it came with your system, if it's one of the templates that came with your system, all the dates are going to be 2017 and later, except for maybe the Valentis. They might have the 2018 page date on it. If it's an original page that you created straight from scratch, it will put the date that you publish it.
Okay, so the Fine Wines page that I was doing, it doesn't have the updated date on it.
You have to manually change those dates. Yeah.
So you click publish, and that will bring up the calendar.
Yeah, if over at publish, you click on the highlighted link, which is the date, and it will actually bring up the calendar. And then from that calendar, you can choose usually whatever day you're on that you're fixing it or modifying it. You choose the date, and then you can change even the time. It's just like, hey, it's 9 o'clock, and this says because this I think mostly goes into Central or Pacific time. I'm not sure which one of the calendar times it is. But you can actually, but you can actually go in and change the time. And then as soon as you put that in there, it changes. It's an automatic change. And then that way it has your date that you finish modifying. I suggest you do that, especially with the older dates for Google. Because like I said, Google doesn't really look at anything that's over 2 years old as far as where it gets ranked. So you want to make sure that you have current dates in there, but don't go through your system and say, oh, I didn't do that, and go through every page and change it to today's date, because that will get you not kicked off Google. They'll be like, oh no, this is all copied. It has all the same dates. So if you can remember or get close to the date that you finished it, or if you're currently working on one and finish it, put today's date on it. If it's some you modified later, just, haphazardly, if you remember around the time that you finished them, the date, then definitely you want to go back and update those older dates.
Can you go through that one more time? Not all of it, but just how to get to the date.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is we're going to just start from the beginning, and we're going to go back to my dashboard. We're going to go through the menu structure.
Okay, let me go. I'm going to walk through with you on mine.
Okay, and I record all these, so they'll be on YouTube as well. I'll give you my YouTube address. You can find them.
Okay.
So I'm going to come to my arts and entertainment, and I'm going to pull up my category, and I'm pulling up my category page, and I'm going to go to my Fandango page, and it's going to pull this page up, and I see my toolbar up here, and I know I want to edit my page, so I'm going to click on Edit Page. And when my edit page comes up, I want to make sure I'm not in a block. So you don't want to click in and say, oh, I'm going to start modifying, and when it's already modified. If it shows up in the block, then all you do is click off that block until you see the document highlighted. Then it pulls up the statistics for your document. You go to the published side and click on the date, and the calendar pulls up, and you can actually scroll down for the calendar and then just type in the date and the year, and it automatically saves it.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
So the whole thing is you go up to the top right where it says dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click, well, that's what that was, you have your title page as Shop with Mama Chef.
Mama Chief, yeah.
Oh, Mama Chief, sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is where I fail all the time. And I've been in this for 2 months, and I have edited a lot of pages, but right at the moment, I spent like 3 weeks trying to get to edit page because my mentor gave me an assignment to do all of my pages because she accidentally didn't know they were all done, and she posted on the internet. So she came back, and when she did that, then I couldn't remember how to get into the edit pages. She's so busy because like in August, she was gone for 2 weeks on vacay and then 1 week at convention. So for 3 weeks, I didn't have help. And I couldn't get anything done really because I didn't know how to do it. But now,
this is what I'm going to tell you to do. The best way to go is when you go to, you know how to get to your dashboard, correct?
Not really.
Okay. So, oh goodness, why is that there? All right. Don't need that there. All right. So when you are in your title and this page shows up, okay, you're going to come up here to the upper left-hand corner and you're going to click on dashboard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're going to come down here where it says pages. You got that?
Yes.
And then go to all pages.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
That will pull you up here where every page in your system is done. Okay. And then you can just hover over the title and you get your commands and just click on edit.
Hover the title and click on edit.
Yep.
Okay.
Just hover over the title, your command line will pop up, and then just click edit.
Okay.
All right.
And okay.
And then once you click on edit, you are in your page and you can start modifying it. You don't have to click on anything else. You can just start modifying whatever is there. Start typing.
And all the memes you got, did you find them yourself or did you did?
Mm-hmm. And we'll go over that. That's on my list to go over as well.
Thank you so much.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Now we're going back to pages.
Okay.
Now, I've been in this for a little while, and I'm just wondering, is there like an update on your pages?
No, you are the only one that has control of your pages. The only updates you get are updates on your web system as a whole. Now, that's not saying you can't come in and update your pages. I update mine all the time. Your advertisers will send you things in your email, whatever email you signed up with them, that says, hey, they got a new program coming out, they got new sales coming out, and you can put those in your system if you have a page for it. You can also always come in here, because I found some that I wrote when I first started that I was like, oh, I can do better than that now, you know, or my thought process has changed on the idea I originally had. So you can always come in and freshen up pages that you've created before, because things change, your thought process change, your circumstances change, your ideas change on how you really want to see that page. You grow in the business and you get more comfortable with your web system and how you want to present it to everybody in the internet world. So you can always come in and go back to old pages that you've done and redo them. Your link's not going to change. You don't want to change keywords, especially if you've already got that page advertising. You don't want to change keywords. You don't want to change your headline, your header. But you can always come in and update your verbiage, update your paragraphs, modify. You can modify your own words.
Okay, so go to all pages.
Okay. All right.
So everything, all of this is the same. There's nothing been added to it.
No, we don't add anything. Only you do. Now, if you've gotten a new PBS, then Rory has added Valentis and Canada pages in there. If you don't have those, get with your instructor and we will send you either a link for you to copy to put in there, or you can write your own. Most of us that's been in for a while, when Rory says there's something new, we usually write our own, and then he'll write one to give to students that are not comfortable writing. But if there's a page that you don't have that you've heard us talk about on a training, email or Skype your instructor and say, hey, I don't have that page in my system, and we will get it for you. The other thing is you can always go to At Home with Tanya or 1f16.com, which is Rory and Tanya's pages that he puts everything in. And you can go there and find the page you're looking for and copy it straight from there and put it in your system and modify it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
What's his address?
Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
So most of this is ClickBank and CJ Marketing.
Yeah. I have several different other companies that I market with as well, but CJ, ClickBank, and Brunette Marketing are the ones that we use.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the two I just put in the chat that you can go to and just do a search. If you hear us talking about anything on the Tuesday or Wednesday night call, or you hear Paul mention something on the Thursday or Saturday call, and you're just like, well, I don't have that page, then go to either one of those or get with the instructor and say, hey, I don't have that page in my system. And before you copy, I have some people that'll call and say, hey, you know, I can't, you know, something's wrong. I got a weird title. Always type your title in first before you copy and paste, before you paste it into your body, because the computer will generate a title when it doesn't see one. And it's usually a weird number character type thing. And you have to go in and change the title. You have to change your slug. You have to change everything. So before you paste the copied information in, always write the title in there. You can change the title afterwards, but don't paste the information into a blank document without a title.
And so so you can actually copy Rory's page and then just change it.
Yes.
Okay.
Same thing with mine and Paul. I know Paul has given permission to go out there, you know, pull up his website. If you see something that you like, copy and paste it into your own system and modify it just like you would with Rory's. Mine's out there too for anybody that wants to use it. You can find a page in there that you like. I have people all the time, oh, I really like that idea you wrote. Can I use it? Yes, go out there and use it. I'm sure any instructor that we have will give you the same permission. If you find something on their page that you love and it's like, oh, I got an idea I can use with that, and you just didn't have a starting point, you know, that's what we're here for. You know, we can give you ideas. You can look at our systems and that can help you jar an idea that you have for something. yes, by all means, go in there and copy it. You know, do the same thing you do with Rory's pages. Just modify it and make it your own.
Do you know what Paul's address is and what your address is?
Paul's is 2Q84 and mine's 5E95.
Thank you.
Paul's is 2Q84 and mine's 5E95.
Oh, 2Q is in question? Okay, got it.
Yep. And your instructor, whoever they may be, I'm pretty sure they will give you the same permissions to go in and look and see what you can. Just again, make sure that you modify it just like you would do any other page. But it might just draw your interest. You know, you might have things you want to talk about, but really don't have a good starting point or don't know how to start. You know, sometimes just copying somebody else's work and then jars your memory or your ideas to start flowing. So yes, by all means, you know, you can use, I know you can use mine. I know Paul says gives permission for people to use his. Rory and Tanya do the same thing. So anything you see out there that you want to use, by all means.
What's Tanya?
Athomewithtanya.com. Yeah.
But what's her? Oh, it doesn't it doesn't have a number thing?
No.
Athomewithtanya.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a question. In one of the trainings that I went through that Rory was doing, he was doing a bunch of Valentis pages all at once. He did like 6 or 7 pages all at the same time. And so he copied, made a page for each, a title for each thing that Valentis sells. And then he might write some, he also copied then all the pictures from that one ad, like for Valentis Italian that has the sleeves for the coffee. He copied the picture of the sleeves, you know, whatever. And then he also copied the copy from the ad. But before he did that, he would type a letter, a little, where he wanted to go, like RRR or something, on the left side of his page. And then when he copied all the copy, he'd go back to the Valentis page, copy all the copy, and then go back to the page he's working on and paste it where that little RRR was. And that just helped him to like know where he wanted to put things instead of having to juggle them later. Is that good?
That's a good idea.
What you need to understand, and some of Roy's, he's been going in the process of updating a lot of his videos. Our program changed last year. We didn't have the block system, and they actually changed our program to the block system. Before, all we had was classic. We didn't have the option to change a block and pick our format. We wanted to do an image, pick an image block. We didn't have that. So if we wanted to do an image, we had to basically notate in our system where we wanted that picture. So we called them placeholders. And it would be, like Roy would do an R, I always did an X, and I would highlight my X so that when I went to copy my picture or paste my picture, I would come back and know exactly where I wanted that picture because I had that place marker. You don't need that now because of the block system that we have. So now you can actually have the text media block where this is where your picture is going to be, this is where your text is going to be. So you don't really need to do that now. And a lot of people are not comfortable with HTML code. You don't have to be anymore. You actually have a block for HTML code. So you can actually just put a code and put that in there, pull up an HTML block. So when you
wait, what was that? How do you do that?
Well, yeah, I'll go over that in a minute. But yeah, but because that's
you pay real close attention when you get to that part. Okay, so slap me.
I know, Kim. We went over a little bit of this in Dallas, so this is going to be a refresher course. But when you see those things in Roy's doing, just remember our system changed from the time he did those videos to current time. So a lot of that you don't have to do because of the block system. Now you can just say, hey, I want a block, and get a block and put an image in it. Get a block and put a code in it.
How do you get a block?
That's okay. Let's come here. I'm going to start right here. Go to my edit. And I'm just going to pull up a page so you can see. My name is Sheila. Yeah, it's spelled Sheila, but it's Sheila.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was. I was trying to figure out how did you pronounce
Oh, you're fine. Okay. So,
Okay.
all right. So when you're in a page,
Bitsy, calm down.
so this, so this is the page I created, and I created it is because I was talking with a friend of mine early this week. We were having breakfast and doing some stuff with Bible study and everything, and he started laughing. And I said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "What's so funny?" He got a ping from his Facebook, and he got this thing from Facebook. I don't even know where he got it from, but it was talking about all the things that a crackhead will go through to get their fix. You don't hear him talk about, I don't have the money, can't find a way, it's too hard, too difficult. They don't give up. They do whatever it takes to get what they need. Okay?
Beg, borrow, steal.
So, I said, yeah, I understand that. And then he said, but there's another line. And then he put up the other line, and this is what it said. What are you going to let a crackhead outdo you? And I was like, oh my God, if that didn't slap me upside the face. So it stirred up this thing, and I posted it, and I was like, God, I need a title. And Paul, being Paul, he come across and he said, the crackhead theory. And I was like, oh God, I can run with that.
That's cool.
So that's what I did, achieve your dreams, the crackhead theory. And I went through and, how are you going to achieve your dreams? What are you doing, and I put myself in it. But as you can see up here, it has classic, because I use the classic block. And what you will do is you see this little plus that pulls up?
Yeah.
That allows you to choose what you want to use. Now, when you have a blank page, it's blank. It'll automatically start writing in regular block. But when you start, you say, okay, I want to do something else. I don't want to do that. So what you can do is you hit that plus sign and you get these options. Okay? And one of the options is the most used, which is, with me, you see the ones I use all the time. I don't have to choose because they're always here. These are the ones that I use every time I write. But there might be a time, that's like, okay, I really don't want to use any of these. I want to use something different. You have these options up under here that you can use. You have your common blocks, which is basically is going to be a duplicate of the most used. All right, and then you actually have your formatting, which is where you get your HTML code, your classic. If you have a different code that you want to put in there, you whatever that's called.
Pre-formatted.
Yeah, there you go, pre-formatted. You can put a table in if you want to do charts and stuff. If you have a verse you want to write, that's a direct quote, you can do that. Then you have your layout elements, which you have your buttons. Sometimes I put in there, I tell people, there's like, well, I really don't want to know. I don't know what to do. You can have a button that you can actually put in here. Click here, and once they click it, you can link it and it goes straight to your link. Yeah. You can create columns. A lot of people, I know Miss Kim, she uses media text. If you have a small, this works better with small paragraphs, not really long paragraphs and pictures. This works really good. You have page breaks. If you have like a series, some people actually write stories and books in their web system, and they put their page breaks in where they want to make sure that the page breaks. You have separators. You have all kind of different things. Here's where you do your widgets.
What's a widget?
Widget we don't use. So you really don't need it, but it's there for those that are a little bit more advanced. Same thing with embeds. Embeds is like your YouTube. If you have a YouTube, say, hey, here, go to my YouTube channel. Twitter, if you have a Twitter link, you can click on this and send them to your Twitter page. Facebook, Instagram, all of these, if you are involved in them, then you can click this. It will actually put this icon on your page, and you can link it for them to go to your YouTube, go to your Twitter, sign up for your Instagram, sign up, to follow on your Facebook. So you can use these, but again, these are for those that are a little bit more advanced that use these type of things all the time. For the most part, what you're going to be using in your system is going to be the layout, the formatting, and the common blocks. So that's where you will come to find your blocks. What you will use most of the time is a paragraph, classic, and your image block. That's what you will use mostly until you get comfortable with your system.
Where did that box come from?
You see this little plus sign right here? You have it in two places. If you're starting a brand new page, you see this plus up here? You can click on that, and it will start a new block wherever your last one stopped.
Okay.
And then once that empty block comes up, it'll just, so if I click here, I'm gonna do one right here. Let's see. I'm gonna click this plus, and I want to do a classic block. So there's my empty block. It's got my cursor that's flashing. It's telling me my icons that I want to use, and I want to start a title. So you only use heading 1 in your title. Anything in your system or in your page, you want to use a heading 2 or less. You don't want to use a heading 1. You're going to get an SEO red mark. You don't want that. So anything heading 2 or below. So I'm going to do a heading 3. And I'm just going to say, all right. And the good thing about classic is I can actually change it. I'm a color person. I'm not very black and white. I like color. I like lots of color. And then I want to center this. Okay. So I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to hit here, and it's going to center it. All right.
That's why you don't convert your whole page, huh?
No, And you don't have to anymore. I know I still hear people saying they're converting their pages. They're converting their pages. If you have a system that you got after February of this year, you do not have to convert pages to block. They are already in a block. So if you use classic block, it is a block. You don't have to convert it after you finish. It's already there. It's already converted. It's just a block that you can use.
That classic that you have right below there, so that isn't, if you click in there, will it tell you to convert to block?
You have that option with all of them. Yeah, but it's already a classic block. So I don't need to convert it to a block.
Even if you go to the 3 dots and it says convert to block?
Yeah, that's just an option you have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just an option. You're already in block, so you don't have to convert it. If you convert it, it takes it out of classic, and then you can't go back in and convert it back to classic.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so
if you put HTML into classic, it won't.
Putting HTML in classic is difficult if you don't understand HTML.
I don't.
Yeah. So if you don't understand HTML, don't try to put an HTML code in classic, because you have to convert the whole paragraph into HTML code, and then remember where you want to put it, and then put your code in. So if you don't understand code, don't use convert to HTML. However, if you have an HTML code, you can use it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's see if I can get my CJ to come up. Hold on. Because somebody else asked, Miss Kim asked about this too. I think you did. So we're going to go and show you how to put HTML code for your advertising and banners and things like that. Go into your system. You can use those on CJ. CJ has a ton of them. So I'm going to come here to my links. Yes, this is in CJ.
What is CJ?
CJ is a marketing house. You should have signed up for it by now. If you haven't, get with your instructor. Make sure that she gets you signed up and gets you the links for what you need to sign up for in there.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to put here school as my keyword. And I don't want to do learn to serve. Maybe that was too broad. Real estate. Let's do some real estate. Nah, I want something with a picture. All right, I don't want to do that. Let's do vacation.
So Sheila, you added all these extra pages after when you were beginning. You just edited the pages they give you.
Yeah,
And
I added. Yeah, I added my extra pages and then created my own. I love to write. That's why I said I usually average about 2 pages a week, sometimes 3 of my own. I love to write. Whenever I get a chance, this is my downtime is when I write. I will stay up all night sometimes writing.
Will you get your cat topic from just whatever you want to write about?
Yep.
Or
Yep, whatever. You can write about your life experiences. You can write about things that your hobbies that you like to create about. You can write anything. It's your website. You can write about anything you want to. It's your website. It doesn't mean it has to have a link in it. You can always come back and put your link later. But it's all about getting people aware of your system and getting them aware that you have one and getting them interested in it. And the only way for you to do that is to write. Write about things you like, things that you know. If you don't know about it, research it. I had to research Bitcoin. Right now I'm researching stake base. So, so that I can write an adequate page on it that not only I understand, but anybody that comes to my system will be able to understand. So yeah, you just write. I'm sure there's things that you know about that would interest other people. You might not think it will, but if it interests you, I promise you it will interest somebody else. So right now I'm just trying to find a picture that I like that I want to put here. There we go. Okay, so we see this picture right here. There's Tampa Zoo. So anytime you come across here and you see these pictures, you can use these pictures in your system. People's like, well, how? I don't know how. All right, so when you come here and you get your code, you have these 3 options. You have your HTML, which most people just ignore. You have your JavaScript, which we don't use Java in our system. And then you have your click URL, which is what everybody uses is their click URL. That's what we link our pages with, our words or phrases. But I want that picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this code right here and hit copy. Then I'm going to go back to my system. And since I have it here, this is Classic, and I'm not going to use it in Classic, but I'm going to come here and open a block, and I'm going to get this HTML code. But since y'all don't know where to go, I'm going to come down here and say, okay, I need to get that code. Where is it? Is it in formatting? There's my HTML code, and it's going to pull this up. And all I do is paste that coding there, and then I hit preview. There's my picture. Now, the thing about it is, and this is the beautiful thing about it, is anybody clicks on that picture, it links them to my CJ account. So that if they click on this and there's like, yeah, I want to get 35% off SeaWorld tickets, it goes to my CJ account, but takes them to this affiliate. They can purchase the ticket. I get credit for it. So it's a picture, but it's also an ad.
So the link is in the ad.
The link is in the ad.
How did that happen? Through the code?
Through this code. Yep, see right here, this HTTP.
Yeah, and how did you get this screen, this whole screen?
When you're in CJ. When you find your code in CJ, once you get approved for that program, you get this little box. And it gives you the option to get code. So once you click on get code,
okay,
then you have your codes. You have your HTML code, your JavaScript, which we do not use in our system, and your click URL. We use click URL all the time. I wanted the code because I like this picture. Now, if it has a text, that's the text that would show up. You don't ever want to put a text link in your system. You write your own and create your own text link. But now if you have a picture and you want to use that picture and you say, oh, that's better than anything I can find, then by all means, you can use it. That one's even better. So if I wanted to use that one, I can use that one. But that's what you have the option to use these pictures. So now I have this information. So I'm going to come in here and let's see, what did I write up here? All right, I already have that. So I don't want that again. I already had that up there. So let's change this. All right.
And in order to, what do you do again? You click on the code when you got the code in the place you want it.
Yes.
And you want to see the picture. You just click on preview.
Yes. And you will have, I'm glad you brought that up. Some of you, when you come to your page, you see this and you're like, what the heck is that? And it freaks you out. And it'll look like this when you come to your page and you don't have a clue what it is. If you click anywhere in that block, this toolbar will come up. If you hit preview, it will show you what's in there. It could be a video, it could be a paragraph, it could be a picture, it could be anything. Hitting that preview tells you what it is. Okay, and you can see it. The other thing is if it is writing a paragraph or maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs, and you're like, okay, and it has links in it, you can't edit the HTML code. So the best thing that you can do is you're going to hit preview and you're going to copy everything that shows up after you do that preview. And then you're going to do just like I did. You're going to hit that plus sign. And whether or not you want to, if it has a picture in it, I'm going to tell you use classic. If it doesn't have a picture in it and it's nothing but text, then you can use the paragraph right here. But if you're copying something that's in HTML code and you preview it and it has a picture in it, you want to make sure you're using a classic block, because then you can fix your picture the way you want it.
Yeah, okay.
If you use a paragraph block to copy and paste something and it has a picture, your picture is going to be put in a block by itself and you cannot manipulate it in your paragraph.
So I messed up on that other one.
That's what you did.
That's all right. I'm going to get you to help me fix it.
That's what you did. I'm going to tell you right now. That's what you did. You
don't have to screen share because it's a mess.
If that's what you did, it's easy to fix. All you do is recopy what you have, because if you've used that picture in your system, whether you copied it, pasted it, had it pull it up, imported it, whatever, it is now in your media library. So all you're going to do is copy your verbiage.
I did.
Click on block.
I did.
Click on classic.
It won't let me do classic.
Wait, where does classic come?
Classic's going to be in your formatting.
Well, how do you get that box?
All right, I'm going to go over here.
Yeah. When you click on the plus sign, sweetie, click on the plus sign. It gives you your options.
Okay.
Yep. And they're going to be listed like this. Okay. And you're going to come to your formatting, and that's where you will find your classic block.
Okay.
So once you put your classic block in there, then you paste your paragraph or whatever you have in there. And you're not going to have your picture because your picture's in a different block. So you're going to paste your formatting in there, And I'm going to show you how to do that. So now what we need is like, okay, I need my picture back in here now, right? So here's one that I have no picture. All right, and I want to put a picture in here. How do I know where I want to put the picture? It's in Classic. This is just a rule of thumb. You kind of highlight, you know, where do I want my picture? I want it on the left. I want it on the right. I want it in the middle here between these two. I want it here between these two. You decide where you want your picture to be. Then you click it and make sure your cursor is flashing. You see your cursor is flashing.
Where?
Right here. You see my little line right there?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then you hit these icons up here. It's got the camera and the music. All right. It's called Add Media. You click on that, and it's going to pull up your media library. And if it's a picture you've used before, it's going to be in your media library. So you're going to search for that particular picture you want. And I want one. Let's try this one. I'll put that one in there. Okay. And then I'm going to hit insert into, all right. So now it showed up where I wanted it, but because of the size of it, it didn't show up exactly where I wanted it. So now I'm going to tell it, well, I want it over here on the right. Guess what? My word's wrapped around it, but it's still too big. So you see these, and somebody else was asking about sizing your pictures. You see these 4 corners right here that have these squares in them. That adjusts the size of your picture. It changes the dimension. It doesn't change the shape. So if it's a square or a rectangle, it's always going to be a square or a rectangle. But if it's 500 by 500, you can adjust it to a 250. Just bring it in. And you see right here where it shows your sizes, the 198 to 124. Then I can click on that. There it goes. I got more words that wrap around it. And then I can, and because this is a published page, I have to update it to see my preview. If it's a draft page, you don't have to do that. So now I'm going to come up here and click preview, and I'm going to look and see how that page looks or how that picture looked and see if it's exactly how I wanted it. If it's not, then I can always come back. So I'm going to come here and look. So that's how my picture's looking. You see it's separated these 2 words. I want this sentence together. I can come back here to my edit page. And guess what? I'm going to remove this picture.
How did you get back to your edit page?
I just went and clicked my edit page.
Where's that?
Right here. See, a lot, and this is another thing about your web system. You have 2 previews. So when you go to update a page, you get this little bar right here. A lot of people will click right here that says view page. Guess what it does? It overwrites your preview page, your edit page.
Yeah, I don't usually look at that one.
Yep. So if you come up here to preview page, it opens it up in a brand new tab so that you can see your preview page, but your edit page that you're originally working in is still open.
So that's if you hit preview.
Yes, so hit preview, not view page. That way it opens it up in a new tab. You can see how it looks. Then you can come back here and say, oh, I didn't like that. Let me change it. And you're right back where you started. You're not having to go back in and say, okay, now I got the edit page, find out where I'm at. No, you're still on your page. You're still in the exact place you left off, and you can continue working.
So it's preview and not
view page.
View page.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to what you said and I didn't get it.
Yeah. You want to click the preview, not view page.
Okay.
All right. So I didn't like it here. So let me move it down a little bit. And I'm going to go back and get that same picture. Put it in. And see, I have this caption. So I'm going to take this caption off because that's also distorting it. And I'm going to insert it back into my page. And I'm going to, and see right here, this has that it has no alignment. It put it exactly where I wanted my cursor, and it just adjusted the wording based on my picture size. So you can actually change it. If I want it to go to the right, I can put it over there. If I want it centered, it's going to center it between two pages. If I want it to align left, I can hit it to align left, and then I'm going to bring it in a little bit because it's still too big. All right. And then I'm going to look above, below, make sure it's not in the way of anything. And then I'm going to hit my update. And here's the good thing. See right here, you do not want to hit view page. Just click that X, and you want to go to preview. And it's going to open the same preview I just had, and it's going to change whatever I changed. And then I can come down here and look and see if it looks better. Perfect. It's exactly the way I wanted it. So now
that little X is to get out of this page that you're doing so you can hit preview.
Excuse me?
That little red X at the top right of this page, did you click on that?
Yeah, where it says view page. Yeah, just X out of that and then hit preview.
Okay.
Yep, and then it will open up a brand new tab, which is up here. And then once you see the page that you're looking at and you like the way it looks, then you just go back to your original tab up at the top where it says edit page, and you should be able to see where it says edit page. That lets you know that's where you need to be to go finish whatever you were doing. And you're going to click on that, and then you're right back where you were at. Okay? All right, so now I want to link this. And what do I want to link it to? I have no idea. I don't even think I have a link. I don't. The only link I have in here so far is my wine page, I think. I haven't even put links in here yet. I just wrote, which I do all the time. But it's published. I write what I call informational pieces. I write, things just to get my idea out there. I don't always link my page at first. I just write to be writing. Here I actually put my links for people to come in to get anchor offers. I think here's my direct sellers. So I'm actually going to get my direct sellers link. Hold on. So I'm actually going to put my direct sellers link up there. And you're like, well, how do I get that? So since I know I've already done that once, I don't have that linked either. Okay. So we're going to go and get your direct sellers link. So I'm going to open up a tab, and I'm going to go to my direct sellers.
You opened up Google. How did you do that?
When you come up here to your tabs, you just open up a tab. If Google is your home browser, then that's what you're going to open up in.
So it's up along the top? I don't see it.
What kind of system do you have?
It's a Windows, I guess.
Welcome to a discovery of wine.
Then you should have, yeah, if you have Windows, when you go into your browser, it should be there. So I'm going to come here, and you see where it says join. If you click on join, you're going to come up here, and it says use this link for new member sign up. So I'm just going to copy this link. I'm just going to say copy. And then I'm going to come back to my web page. I'm going to go to that.
You're a member of Direct Sellers, correct?
Yes. If you're not a member of Direct Sellers and you haven't gotten a link, get your instructor's link to put in there. Then that way.
I got an email from them not too long ago, and I couldn't remember if I had signed on with them or not.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. So when you're finally through editing the page and you put it out there and somebody else's link is there, is that going to affect what you earn?
Yep. You have to make the decision. Do you want to get in, or do you want them to get credit for it? And the thing about it is, here's the thing, and this is what I tell all my students. If you are not in the anchor offers and you use your instructor's link, and somebody signs up through your page with your instructor, there's two options. That your instructor will get an email saying somebody signed up. All right. Mm-hmm. And they won't know where it came from. If you know somebody is signing up, and you give them your instructor's link and you know who they are, you only have 24 hours to get it converted. If not, that student has to stay under your instructor.
Well, I've got 2 people who are ready to sign up for 2 or 4 boxes of wine a month, one a month club. So Priscilla is my mentor, and she said she would help me do that. I think I better get her to do that. Get my own URL first, right?
You have to sign up. Yep. You got to sign up in order for you to get that credit and to get that commissions.
Sign up with what?
Direct sellers.
I think I already am.
Okay. I mean, yeah, she would be able to tell you.
Okay, because I signed up VIP Elite.
Yep. So if you have the direct sellers, then yes, definitely. And Priscilla's amazing. She'll be able to help you walk through that. You just have to, let her know, because her schedule is as busy as mine. So it's not like we can just, not trying to be ugly or mean or anything. But like I said, when I sit down on Sunday and do my schedule, I really don't have a whole lot of free time by the time I get everything scheduled out. And sometimes when I get a new student, I really have to convert some things, move things around. Sometimes I call some of my older students and say, hey, can we switch this and maybe do a really short training? Or I might have to tell my husband, hey, you got to come home early and take Eli to ball practice because I got a new student to sign up for. So it's not that we are ignoring you or being ugly or think that your time isn't valuable. It's just usually that we just scheduled out to the max. And so if you Skype us and let us know, say, hey, we really need to get together sometime, I promise you we will make that into our schedule so that we can get with you. It's not that we are trying to be ugly or ignoring you. So,
I don't think that.
Yeah. But I know Priscilla is really, really busy. But yeah, I would definitely Skype her as soon as, you can do it now or when you get off from here and say, hey, can we get together? I need to check on my DC. And, cause she's good with Kevin. She can get in touch with Kevin too, just as fast as anybody can. And he's the CEO, president of DC, not the CEO, that's the other guy, but he's the president. And if anything can happen, they can get it together.
Well, one of my problems is she is really busy, so I only get 15 minutes at a time. And as much as I write down, even here in this class, I know from past experience that I'm going to go back through my notes and think, oh no, I didn't get it.
Well, I'm going to put in my, hold up, I'm going to put in the Skype chat, because usually as soon as this gets finished downloading, I will put it on my YouTube channel. And I have all of my videos from training from December to current. And you can go there and watch them, download them, and
off my phone.
And see every one of them. So as soon as I get that up, I will put that in the chat for you to be able to go to and grab that.
Thank you so much. Because
anytime.
I have felt awfully dumb.
Oh, no.
Days.
And you don't need to feel that way. And the reason I'm saying that is because you got to realize this is something that you've never done. It's a new approach on getting financially independent. I'm not saying financially wealthy, because everybody, that's not what they want, is the wealth. They just want to not have to owe somebody all the time, and have your own time be your own time. So this is a way to get your financial independence. And if you have not been taught or engaged on how to do that, it's a whole new learning experience. It's almost like starting kindergarten over again.
Oh, I didn't get that link for YouTube yet.
It's coming. Hold on. Yeah, I had to get my system up. So there it comes.
Okay. Now are you having this, are you on my Skype?
Who, me?
Kim?
Yeah.
I think so. If not, I'll find you.
Yeah, so that I can get some of these, I don't know what all you're sending in, but
yeah.
I may not have everything, believe it or not. Brandon and I are just finally getting connected back good.
Yeah. I just posted it in the chat. So if you look, just pull up down here at the bottom of Zoom, Where it's
Okay.
the 4 and the 3 dots, it says chat. Just click on the chat.
Yeah.
It's posted right there.
You can save it too. You can click on save chat.
Yep, save chat, and then that way it'll save it in your documents file, and you can pull it up later and,
Right.
and
So I
copy
was
all the information.
writing things down and I didn't get all about saving the chat.
Yeah, if you go down to the bottom, it
At
gives
the
you
very
some
bottom.
options to save, and you can save it.
At the very bottom of the
See
chat.
the 3 little dots.
Oh, the 3 little dots. Okay. And then you can save the chat.
Click on it and save chat.
I just feel like, I'm sorry, I'm not usually a complainer, and I've taught.
Oh,
for
you're not, like I said,
5 years.
this is all a new
But-
venture. So that's why Roy said, set up these trainings. Is for people that, you know what you're doing, but sometimes you just get a little sidetracked, or sometimes it's just so overwhelming because it is new, and you just need that little bit of hands-on. Like I said, sometimes we're set up for 2 hours. You can ask some of the students that's been here for a while. I've gone through as long as 5 o'clock sometimes on these chats because somebody just really could not get something. We don't do it often, but if that's the case, then yes, we will stay until it clicks, or at least you got enough foundation that you can come back and listen to the video, and it will just make more sense to you. So, and you can come here every Saturday. I don't have any limit, but I have had some students say, okay, I'm done, but can I come back if I get, overwhelmed again? So it's always open, but, we're here for you. That's why we have set these up. That's why Roy set these up, is for, because sometimes you need more than that 15 minutes or that half an hour or an hour a week. You need that extra time, and that's what we're here for.
I'm really grateful.
Hey, Jeff, this is great.
Me too. I'm still concerned about that one thing on my that video that's kind of on top of everything.
That's what I'm getting ready to go through. Now, your video, and the reason it is on top of everything, and I can promise you, because I've already fixed mine, and in my students, theirs is fixed too, but I know exactly what the problem is. That video, when you pull it up in block style now, it's going to be an HTML code, correct?
I'm pretty sure so. Let me find it. I've got it over here on my other screen. Let me find it.
Yep, pull it up. And I want you to look and see if it's in HTML code.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, remember when you were doing editing on your pages and you had that long string of characters in there that had numbers and letters and all kind of stuff that you had to modify, and it was a % sign.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
All right, look through that code and see if you see a long string of characters like that in between.
I do. Yes.
All right, so what you want to do is go from
Fix that. From the right to the left.
Yep, you want to do that inside the parentheses, including the parentheses. Just go from parenthesis to parenthesis and make that a % sign.
Yeah, you just cut it or delete it and then type in a % sign in its place.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I learned that thing. Not much else, but
I'm with you here. I'm still learning too.
thank goodness I'm not the only one, because honestly, I have felt like the dumbest creature.
Oh, you're not. Trust me, you're not.
This will be amazing if that's all this takes. I'll be so excited.
Yeah, so will I, because it'll be like, at last, I'm not calling about everything.
That's okay. I do the same thing. I bug Debbie to death, and
then I've still got that one stupid picture that I'm trying to get off of there that he had on there of I'm trying to get the woman that's in the bubbles and stuff drinking the wine. I'm trying to get that picture off because I want to put a different picture in there.
Okay, now here's how you're going to have to fix that, and I'm going to tell you why. That original page was done in classic mode, not classic block. So when they converted it to classic, that picture actually spans 2 blocks. They could not get it to just go into 1 block. So what you're going to have to do is copy both of those paragraphs, top and bottom, okay? And then you're going to have to delete both of them, and then open up a classic block and copy it back in. That's the only way you're going to get rid of that picture without getting rid of all of your content. Because you have to because it's separated, it's converting into two different blocks. It's like half of it's in the top block, the other half's in the bottom block.
On the width, it says 100%, huh? What is that? 56.25, that is a percentage, isn't it?
Yep. 56.25%. Should have a percent.
So you're copying both paragraphs and then you go back to the page and you delete them on the page, right?
You don't delete first. You always open up a new block and always going to be in classic. Remember, if you have a picture that you're copying, you always want to put it in a classic block. And then once it posts into the classic block, then you delete your content that you copied. You don't delete the content first because watch something happen and it didn't copy over right. Then you've lost your content.
So you make a classic block for each paragraph, right?
For not in Miss Kim's situation, no, because she's actually going to be copying two blocks because of the way that picture is hovering between two blocks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And once you have you've made the classic block, then you delete the wrong part, right?
Yeah, once you've made the classic block and you've copied the other ones, then you're just going to paste it into the new one. And then once you see everything's in there, then you can delete both blocks.
So you should copy before you delete.
Yes, definitely copy before you delete. If you don't do that, then you've lost your content. You're not really lost it, but you don't want to take the chance that you could potentially lose it. Because I have had people do that, and then they go in.
I want to copy the whole top of it. Well, actually, I don't need the top. See, because the picture on mine, the picture is associated with the title.
Yes. I'll have to get with you. Let me get with you, Kim.
Yeah, let's do it separate because it's weird on mine.
Yeah, we'll get together. I'll give you a holler.
Yay.
All right. So let me check off what we've done so far. So that's, and the link, the same thing with the link. All you're going to do with your link is, let's go back to CJ.
Sheila, is that where you get all of your links, is through CJ?
Well, like I said, CJ was a big company. You also have your Brunette Marketing. You also have your ClickBank. They are both really good for different things. So we can actually go to ClickBank as well because they have some programs here.
Can you go?
I'm a returnee. I signed up, I think it was like last year, February or something like that. And then I just kind of, things started happening and I wasn't able to continue. So I re-signed up with Debbie again. And this program, everything is so different, but I still have the CJ account and the ClickBank and computer and all of that stuff. I still have all of that.
Okay.
So, but I never could grasp how to get the links and put them into my
your system. Okay, we'll do that right now. Actually, I still have CJ up, so I'm going to change this to.
Can you also use classifieds for free?
Classifieds for free is advertising, so we will do that later. That might have to be a different class. So let me come here and see what I want to type in. Let's do. I'm gonna put some clothes, and what it's gonna do is pull up that, which I did. So we want to do business attire. That's not business attire. I know Mulberry 55, they have basically just about anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here and say get code. All right.
How did you do that? I missed it because I was writing something down.
Okay. So I'm going to come to CJ. I typed in close, and it's pulling up any affiliate that has close as their keyword. CJ works on the same principle we do. They use keywords. So I just typed in close, and it pulled up keywords. So I'm going to use Mulberry 55 because I know it's a good clothing store. It has just about everything. And I'm going to come here to my little block that tells me get code. So I click on that, and it opens up my codes. And you see it says code, get code. And I don't want my HTML code. I want my click URL. Okay, so there it is. It's real short. So I'm going to copy this.
And that puts your code in there, your personal code?
Yep, because I've signed into CJ under my code, under my link. So anything that I pull up in CJ while I'm in here is associated with my account.
Okay.
All right. So once I get that, I'm going to come back to my web page that I'm working on. And this is the key thing. You can use any word or phrase that you want to. I always try to make sure it's relevant to what I'm marketing. So like this one is for clothes. So I know right here, I got right here an investment into clothes. So guess what? That's a perfect thing. Investment into clothes. So I'm going to highlight that. And then you see link to bar up here. It looks like, I call it my paper clip. So this is your link setting. You're going to click on that, and it's going to pull up this box down here. And once that box pulls up, you're just going to right click if you're using a mouse, and then you're going to hit paste. Now you're not finished yet because you don't want this to overwrite your page. So what you want to do is come to your gear setting or your link setting, and you're going to click on this little gear right here. And it's going to pull up this. It's going to tell you this is your URL. This is your link text, which is investment into clothes. And see this little box right here. It says open link in a new tab. You want to make sure that's clicked because then that way your page stays open. A new tab will open to your market house that you sending them to. And then you want to hit your update. And then that section is linked. You see it's highlighted and it's underscored.
Okay.
Okay. And that's what you can do with anything. There's no particular way that you want to do it. You just, like I said, that's just for me. I always try to pick a word. I always like to use phrases because sometimes if you have a long article, just one word can get lost. So that's why I always like to do phrases, because then if you have a phrase, you have 3 or 4 words that are different colors, it will stand out a little bit better than just a one-word document that you've linked. So if you can link a phrase versus a word, unless your word is bold or italics or stand out by itself, then you can link that. But I always try to use a phrase because then you have more words that stand out, that's colorized, that they're going to notice in a paragraph. And try to make it, like I said, relevant to what you're advertising. That one I picked was clothes. So guess what? Investment into clothes. So they know it's highlighted. It's going to go to clothes. You don't want to highlight an investment into clothes and then they end up going to how to get a new website, or computer programming. That's not what they were looking for. So you want to make sure that it's still relevant to whatever you're linking it to. So right here with glamour, if I want to come here, I can actually type in makeup. And we're going to type in makeup, and we're going to see which programs I have available out there that cater to makeup. So here's another great company. I know Yosher, Roche, I call it Rocher. They actually are marketing in the US and Canada. So that means I can actually market this to my Canadian partners up there. And I know a lot of them this company actually does natural and holistic makeups. So that's a good key. So I'm going to put this here and do the same thing. Get my code. I don't want the HTML. I want my click URL. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come back to my page and I want to do that glamour. What did I see? Glamour.
Right there by your cursor.
Yep. We
right
saw.
at your cursor.
Yep. So I'm going to say glamour and prestige. I'm going to go ahead and do that, the whole thing. And I'm going to link it, paste it in there. I want to make sure I open in a new tab, update, and there it is. And then I'm just going to, and because I've done a lot so far, I'm going to click right here and update it. And then I'm just going to get rid of this here because it's distorting. I'm not going to view page. It's telling me that my page was updated, which is great. And then just click off that little X and I'm back to redoing my page. So then I'm just coming back through here.
Now, is this your home page?
No, this is a page I created.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a page I started. Actually, I did it yesterday. When was it? Day before yesterday, September.
How do you get all your, you know, are you just allowed to use whatever stores you want, or?
Yeah, whatever you want, whatever you have access to.
Whatever you're interested in was what I was told.
Yeah, anything, and that's the thing, and that's what you have to remember. That is the key. This is your website. Remember that. This is your website. So we have our anchor offers that we know drives traffic. We have programs that we know drive traffic. Utilize those. But once you get your template, your website that you got when you first got in is just that, a template. It's a tool to help you. Yes, it helps with traffic because we know they're proven programs, but it's a template to help you get familiar and comfortable with how to work your system. It's showing you how to modify a page. It's showing you how to create and open a new page. It's to help you learn how to incorporate pictures and videos into your page so that when you get comfortable with that and say, oh, I got this down, you can create your own pages and you know what to do and you can make them about yourself because you've already modified all the other content and found out who you are in the process. So once you discover who you are and what you want the world to see you through in your website, it makes it so much easier. And you don't have to be, you know, I have a lot of my students say, I can't write. I don't know what to write about. And I look at them and say, did you go to school? Do you have any interest? You know, did you have kids? If you don't have kids, do you have pets? Do you have parents that you have to take care of? Does your kids taking care of you? Do you have a household you had to run? Did you have to do a budget? You know, did you have to buy groceries and figure out a meal plan? And it's like, well, yeah, I did all that. Well, why can't you write about it? Do you think there might be a new mom out there that might need to know how to budget, or a mom that might need to sit down and know how to do a meal plan? Or maybe there's a dad that has to play the mom role when you can give them tidbits. Or maybe there's somebody out there that wants to take up how to quilt or how to make an Afghan, you know, or how sewing techniques. You know, I used to make my kids' clothes. I made bows for my daughter. You know, I'm Native American. I can do jewelry. You know, I do things like that. It doesn't have to be about, okay, I got CJ and there's flowers in there. What can I write about flowers? No, but I bet you know how to garden. You know, if you know how to do a garden, if you go out there and pull weeds out of your garden, what kind of products do you use? You know, I will use Miracle Grow. Well, guess what? There's a company out there. It's called Amazon. You can send them to Amazon, get Miracle Grow. You know, you write first, you advertise second. Write first. Get it on paper. Trust me, once you start thinking outside the box, quit thinking about trying to advertise for something and think about what you know and write about it. It makes it so much easier. Like I said, this whole thing right here, when I published it, after I finished it, it had no links in it other than at the bottom where my wine link was and my Valentis. This other stuff has no links in it. As you can see, I just put these two in here. Every page does not need a link. That doesn't mean you won't come back later and say, oh, I got this great program that'll go with that page I wrote months ago. It's out there. It's called human interest pieces. I call them interest pieces. It's just to drive traffic to your system so they can look. Once they get familiar and comfortable with you, then when they come back and say, oh, I wonder if she's got something there. And guess what? You've already been in here long enough. You found a link to go in there. They'll click that link and start buying. But you got to get them there first. You don't always want to market and sell to everybody. You want people to come and read. That's what your Facebook's for. That's why they say don't bombard people on your Facebook and Instagram with advertising. Let them know you, hey, I did this today. I took my grandson to ball practice today and he stunk up the joint. You know, he couldn't find the ball. You know, post a video out there. And then maybe Thursday or Friday, I was like, oh, great, I got this new program I put out here. They've already been reading about me all week, you know, and then all of a sudden I posted and it's like, oh, I wonder what this is about, because they know you. Same thing with your website. Get them to know you. Write about what you know. It'll come to you later on how to advertise, just to be advertising. But until you get comfortable with your system, write about what you know. It makes it a whole lot easier. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does to me.
Okay. All right. So holiday pages. Somebody asked me about holiday pages, how to do stuff just for the holiday. And the thing about doing holiday pages is you don't have to do just holiday. And I tell you the reason why is those companies, they will put ads out there and say, okay, we're having the Black Friday sale, you know, and they will have stuff out there for Black Friday, just for Black Friday. And so you will create an ad just for Black Friday, just like the direct sellers. Every once in a while, they'll have a promo, and it'll be, you know, for just like 2 or 3 weeks. It's a promo, you know. Right now we have a promo, you know, if you're elite, you got the $25 coupons. You know, you got 25 of them. If you came in as a premium, you got 10. They expire 60 days after you get them. You know, that's a promo. So you're like, well, I don't want to take that out. Well, you don't have to, but you can make, you know, like I actually did a page that's called Promotion and Seasonal Sales. And I'm in the process of making it because I have ads that I've put in draft, or they're free floating ads or pages in my system that are promos. You know, they're Christmas sales, they're wine promotions, they're, you know, Black Friday, Father's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, that I don't necessarily put in my system, but there are pages in there for people to look. So I decided, instead of people having to search for my system for these promos, to create a promo and seasonal sales page. And you're going to do it just like you do any of your others. It's a page. The only difference is you're going to put it in your menu. And I'm going to put little highlights, you know, like back to school. Here's something for back to school. Here's the one I did for Halloween. And I actually created a page for Halloween that they can come here to create your own costume. They click this link. It takes them to my page I made on how they can go and get a pattern to make a flapper dress, how they can make a Iron Man outfit, you know, how they can make their costumes. And guess what? You can actually buy your wine for your own party. Boom, there's my plug for my wine. So, and I'm, you know, got party favors for decorations. And here's my Christmas one, you know, and here all I've done right now is just write Christmas. You know, it's coming. I haven't gotten it yet, but here's Christmas already starting. And then guess what? Remember that response magic code you had? Here's my response magic code. You want to stay in touch for updates for when I get these pages done? Fill out this registration form. I will update you as soon as I get it made. Boom. Now you got a new lead to come into your system. And I always say at the bottom, thank you for shopping by. This is my little girl. She's at the bottom of just about every page I create is my little thank you. It's my signature, basically. And I've created her over the years that I've been in here, just something that everybody knows when they see this is me. And she's always connected to my wine page. Always. But it's a thank you for shopping, you know, for stopping by. And they click on her. She's a clickable image, and it takes them to my wine page before they leave. So you can create, and as you create this, you also want to create the page that goes along with it, because you don't want to link your actual article here. You want to link your page. So when they come here and click, it's going to take them to my page, and then they can read about Halloween and all the things I have tied to Halloween. And I will create a page for, you know, any promotion that we have. And then as Easter comes around, I'll actually add a little blog here for Easter and put something in there and tie it to my Easter page. You know, same thing with Mother's Day, Father's Day, July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day. All of those will have a page here, and they can click it and it'll go to my page. And then that way, instead of them searching for it, it's right there for them to see. So that's, you know, and I've got it advertised, everything that they'll be able to see here once I get it done. But it's always, like I said, your system is never finished. Your template can be finished, but your system will never be finished. You should always be creating in your website. Some people don't have time like I do to where I can do 2 pages a week. Some people might only be able to do 1. Some people might only be able to do 2 pages a month. But you need to do something in it every day, even if it's just going back to your old pages and updating them, so to speak, you know, making them fresh because you've learned things along the way. And you just want to make it a little bit more presentable or up to date. So definitely, you know, create a promotional category and make sure that you have the pages that go along with it. Create the pages first and then do your category. And it'll make it a whole lot easier because then all you got to do is highlight where you want them to go, and then they can go and read your page on what you just talked about.
Great. Thank you, Sheila.
Can you say that again, Sheila?
Yes, when you have your promotional page, like with whatever you want to create as a new menu item over here, you can always create it and put it in draft. It's just going to be a title. And you always want to make sure it's in caps, and you draft that. But then you go and you write your pages first. So if you're going to do Halloween, create a Halloween page, create a Christmas page, create a Thanksgiving page, create, you know, whatever the holiday is, have that page done and written with all your links to your offers that you want it to go to. Then when you get that done, then you're going to come back to your menu page that you want, which this one is promotional and seasonal. And then that's where you're going to write your little blurbs, what I call blurb, or your little ad. Says, okay, now Halloween, like this one is, you know, yes, it's that time of the year again, get kids back to school, you know, and then it's going to my back to school page. Same thing with Halloween. Do you have, there's a typo. Let's fix that. So you shouldn't have in there. Do you celebrate Halloween? So we're going to take that off real quick. So you're going to see me edit real quick. And we're going to come here and just say, do you celebrate Halloween? All right, perfect.
You did that so fast. I don't even know.
Yeah, all I did was just took out have. It said have. Do you have Halloween? And see, that didn't make sense, but I just took out the word have. And now it says, do you celebrate Halloween? Okay. And I'm just going to update this page.
How did you get to the editing? Was it already an editing?
No.
Format?
Remember up here? I just clicked on where it said edit page.
It says view page, and then you go down to edit.
But remember I was in my, all right, let's do this again. I'll show you one more time.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So we're going to go back down here. I was in promotional and seasonal. So we're going to go back there. And I'm going to click on that. And it pulled it up. Remember, because you are an admin, this will pull up on every page you have. This edit toolbar up here. You see this toolbar? The black toolbar. Yeah. That will always be on every page you are in because you are the admin of your system. Okay? So I came through here and I was like, okay, I want to go to my Halloween page. So I saw that this had a typo in it. All right. So you see right here where it says edit page?
Yeah.
I can go straight there and it will click the page that I'm on and put it in edit mode.
Yeah. So it'll kind of disappear and come back.
Yes. And when it comes back, it will be in edit because then you can see what block you're in. Whereas before you didn't. You just saw your page as it would appear for anybody.
Okay.
So then once I get in here, then I can, you know, I went in and edited because it had the word have in here, which did make no sense. So that tells me I had changed something. So I just took out the word have And then I clicked on my update and it fixed it.
Sheila, it looks like you're doing most of your stuff in Classic. Is that what you generally do?
If I have a lot of pictures or if I want something to stand out, I use Classic. Like, especially because this is an advertising or menu category, I want to use Classic because I want to highlight the colors. You can't do that in block. You can.
Yeah, you can't highlight just words. You have to highlight the whole block.
You have to do the whole block. Either change all the words to one color or change the background in one color.
Okay, if I have a paragraph and I want to change it to Classic, what do I do?
Okay, if you want to change the paragraph, then you copy that paragraph. Okay, and we can do that up here because I think this one up here, this one actually was in block and I changed it to Classic. So all you're going to do is you're going to copy your paragraph, the whole thing. All right. And then you're going to get this, because this is the top, you see this little plus sign that shows up?
Yep.
You're going to get that plus sign, and then you're going to choose which block you want. Since you want to do Classic, you're going to come down to where it says Formatting, and you're going to hit your drop down, and you're going to choose Classic block.
Okay.
And then you just paste it in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come to the block that you copied, click your 3 dots, and remove the copied block. And then you have your new one.
Okay, cool.
And then from there, you can add pictures, you can highlight words, phrases, change the color. Here's where you change your color.
Yeah.
Where you can change.
That works much. I mean, that's what I'm used to working in when I started out.
Yep.
And then I had to stop for a while.
We enjoy Classic because you can manipulate so much. You can change pictures, put pictures where you want them. But block format works a lot too, especially like gallery. I like using the gallery in the block setting better than I like using it in Classic. And then sometimes
gallery do what this is, like the bunches of them together.
Yeah, this is what you call a gallery.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's actually a block for gallery, and then you can choose pictures as many as you want. And when you do gallery, it has the option of columns. You can put 3 in a column. If you want to change it and put 4 in a column, you can do 4. If you want to do all of them and have them in a row, you can crop your images, uncrop where they show up exactly the way you want them. Or if you want, you can play with this as much as you want. If I just wanted to have 2, and then I can have 2 in it, and it just depends on how big you want it to look on your page, how much of your page you want it to take up.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Can I ask, where do you get your pictures? Because some Priscilla and Rory both said that they would, and I think Tanya tried to drop a file of pictures in my Dropbox, but it didn't have enough storage. So I updated it, and so it has more storage. But I don't know that I can probably text Tanya or something.
If it's there and they updated it, go back to that email that they sent you, because they should have sent you an email that says this is where you go for your Dropbox. And after you've downloaded your Dropbox, I'm going to show you what Roy's will look like. You see this right here that says Click Partner Photos?
Mm-hmm.
You will get a folder in your Dropbox with that. He will share it with you. And if you click on that, it will have a list like this of all the folders, and each folder has pictures in it. Like Direct Sellers, if I pull up the Direct Sellers Fine Wine folder, then it has folders in there. I'm just going to change my view.
I need that, Miss Sheila.
Huh?
I need that Dropbox as well.
Okay. If you don't have it, then let me know. I'll make sure I get you on there. You need to make sure, if you have just the basic Dropbox, it won't be big enough. You have to upgrade to the professional or the one just below professional. It's got to have at least the 2 gigs to hold this folder.
Can you ask that for me too, Sheila?
Yeah, you just need to tell your instructor, say, hey, I need Dropbox access.
I've tried, and she says go to Rory, and
okay.
Lie about going to Rory. So
yeah, if you are in any of the Skype chats, then you can just @ Rory. If you're in Evolution, just hit the @ symbol, which is above the number 2, and then just put Rory and his name will pop up, and just highlight it and just say need Dropbox access.
In the chat box?
Okay, I don't think you're in there yet, but I will let Priscilla know that you need access.
Oh, she does know. It's just
Okay.
she's so busy that I ask so many questions, and then I think I've got it, and then I don't.
Yeah.
And I go around and around and around.
They've sent
I'm that way with Stacy too.
Yeah, if they sent you already access to Dropbox and it wasn't big enough, then just find that email that you had where they said they've sent it and have you set up, and then all you have to do is reopen that email and and just tell them to send it to your Dropbox, and it'll send it there if it's big enough now.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've already gotten it before and it just wasn't big enough, that email should still be there. If you go back and revisit that email and follow the instructions on there, if your Dropbox is big enough, it will transfer it over to it. You won't have to get access again. It's still there.
Oh, you mean it's still in the email?
Yeah. Yeah, your email don't go away unless you delete it.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you still have that email, just pull it up. Make sure your Dropbox is up too, and just tell it to send the file to your new Dropbox, and it'll be labeled Click Partners.
How do you send it to your new Dropbox?
I think they got the instructions in there. If not, let me know and we'll go over it again next Saturday, because I'll pull my Dropbox up and show you how to do that.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is when you pull up your Dropbox, say you have a Dropbox and it's not big enough and you really don't want to pay the $100 to get the Dropbox upgrade. There's several things you can do. You can go in your Dropbox that you currently have, and you can actually create a new folder. And
how do you create the new folder?
You go to your home in your Dropbox. So right now I'm in my Dropbox, okay? And you go to home in your folder, and you see up here where it says new folder?
Yes.
You just click on that and it will highlight a new folder. And you will see where it says new folder.
Okay.
All right. And then what you want to do is you want to change that folder name. And so you're going to right click, and it gives you this menu option, and you hit rename, and then you rename it whatever you want to name it. Like with mine's called blogging pictures. That way I know I'm using these pictures for blogging. So this one I'm just going to put sample, just so I know it's different. So then you have that picture. So a lot of times this is where I go to get my pictures. I pull up my Chrome. I'm going to log out of this. I pull up my Google, and then whatever idea I'm writing on. So right now I'm writing on Halloween. So I'm just going to type in Halloween. And you can see what I've typed in, Halloween and wine images. So I'm typing in Halloween and wine. And because I don't want all the writing and articles on Halloween at this point in time, I'm going to come over here where it says images. You see where it says images?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to click on that. And it will pull up all the images for Halloween and wine. All right. And then it has the different things. If I want to do a DIY, if I want to do pumpkins, if I want to do vampires, bottles, reds, it has all different things that I can choose to look at for wine and Halloween. So I want to look up, let's do pumpkins. So this is going to show me all the different things that have pumpkins and wine associated with it. This looks amazing. I like this. So all I'm doing is right clicking, and I'm going to hit save image as. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And once it does that, it's going to pull up a folder. It's saying save as. And now it's pulling up the last folder I was working in. Okay. So I don't want to use that, but I do want to use my blogging pictures. But if you haven't opened it up, you want to go to your Dropbox over here on your left-hand side, and you want to pull up that folder you want to save those pictures in. So if you named it blogging pictures, which I did, I'm going to pull up my blogging pictures folder. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then it assigned it a name. I don't want that name. I want to name it what I want to. And mine is called Dark Pumpkin. All right. And where do I want to save it? I want to save it somewhere that I know I'm going to be able to find it. So I'm going to do, where do I want to put it? I want to put it in my wine. So where's my wine folder? So I'm going to put it, let's do season and promotions. I'm going to put it there, and let's do dark pumpkin wine. And then my season promotions folder, I'm going to open that up, and then I'm going to click save. No, it changed it.
Hurry.
All right, dark pumpkin wine, and save. Now, I want to put that in my web system. All right, I just grabbed it. So I'm going to come back here. I'm still on this page. And I don't have anything, a picture here. So I want to put a picture here. So I'm going to click, and since this is in Classic, I can choose where I want that picture. So I'm going to come right here to Available. And I'm going to click my image icon up here at the top. And I'm going to go to Upload File. And I'm going to hit Select File. All right, and then I know it's in my blogging pictures, and where did I put it in my blogging pictures? I put it in my seasonal and promotional folder. So let's find seasonal and promotions, and I'm going to look for that pumpkin labeled dark pumpkin. There it is. And it's putting it in my system, and I'm going to insert it into my page. And it put it down here or up here.
How did you insert it?
Remember I had my cursor?
Yeah.
I wanted it down here. So for some reason my cursor jumped. So I'm gonna remove it. I didn't want it there. I wanted this centered. I want it here. So we're gonna put it here. You see my cursor's flashing right there?
Yep.
So I'm gonna come back. And I'm going to grab my picture because I already had it one time, so it's still in my media library. And I'm going to check it, and I'm going to insert it, and now it's where I want it.
So you clicked on it in your file, and then you clicked on it where the cursor was.
Yep.
And it got there.
And see, and now I'm just going to play with it to see where I want it. That looks pretty good right there. Just to make sure, I'm going to hit Update. And then let's preview and see how it looks when people click on it. See if it's going to look the way I want it to look. Yes. So see how that looks? Perfect. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it. So here's the page, because remember, this is our category menu. We don't want to link it to a direct link. We want it to go to our page, our offer page. So I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to click on this picture. Now you see in classic mode, you have this link up here, your toolbar for your picture only. And you're going to click on this little edit pencil. And you always want to type in your text, which is going to be your keyword for your page. And you're going to do your custom URL, which is right here. We put that in there. Paste it. You always want to make sure it goes to custom URL. Type the page you want it to go to. Your image attributes is also going to be what your keyword is, because that's for your image. And again, you want to make sure that you open this in a new tab and update. Now, depending on what your instructor says, they might tell you don't need to open this in a new tab. You don't necessarily have to. I always like to have it open in a new tab for the simple fact if they get to my page and they don't like that particular one and they can't remember where they were at, it's still open. So they can come back and say, oh, well, I wanted to read about so-and-so and so-and-so. Then they can go back to where they originally were instead of researching back into my system, because they might get frustrated. Well, I can't remember where I was at. And instead of looking through my categories to find it, they might just leave. So I always open in a new tab for the simple fact they can always go back and find where they were at and continue reading from where they left off.
Could you have also linked it to where it says above that, it said something about how, there it is, best wines available?
You could, and send it to my wine page. But remember, this is a menu category, so you're going to be sending them to a page in your system.
Okay.
You don't want to send them to your offer page, which means the company you're advertising for. Your category menu goes straight to your pages in your system, and from your pages, you send them to your offer.
Okay.
Okay.
Sheila?
Yes.
While you're on this page, where you were, there was something wrong with the block and it said resolve.
Okay. That just means I've used a code, and sometimes they, like this one down here, that's where I pulled the HTML code.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's where I pulled the code from CJ. And anytime you come in and go back out, it pulls this up saying, okay, you've left, the code might have changed, or they've updated it. Sometimes the company will update it and this code's no longer valid, or they've changed it. And so it will let you know. So all you do is just come here and convert to HTML and then just click preview and it changes it. It fixes whatever they needed to fix.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. But that's all that means, is just something changed, or it's set in your system too long without it being clicked on, or there was a glitch in your system for whatever. If you just click convert to HTML and then hit your preview, it usually will fix or update whatever needs to be fixed.
Nice.
So you want the link that you just put in about the Halloween costumes, you want that to stay linked within this index page?
Yes.
And then,
yeah. So if they click on this picture, it takes them to my page.
Your Halloween page.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted the link on best wine, you wouldn't want to do that because it would send them away from your page.
Hold on a minute. Whoever's phone's ringing, can you mute yourself? I can't hear Miss Holly.
It's not mine. I don't know whose it is.
Not mine.
Hold on. I don't know who's ringing. Whoever's ringing.
It's. I was going to say it stopped, but it didn't.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Gone.
All right. So the thing about it is, if like this one, I linked it to my costume page. So here where it's create your own costume. But if I wanted them to go to my wine page, and like I said, this one I don't even think I have linked. So yeah, like I said, this is a page, another page, I don't have it all linked. Like this is for my Christmas. Like this one's best wines. So I can actually send them here. There's going to my wine page in my system. So then they can read about Discover Your Perfect Wine. It's got the new Lazy Lab. And then it's just got information on my wines. It's got my meme I created for our wine and dine dinner events on Wednesdays. So they can come in here and read about that. Also, it's got, my wine and romance, different things about that, the meals, wine style. And there you go. There's my lady. Remember I was telling you about the buttons?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my button where it says register for updates. Is that how you spell it, register?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. See, so register for updates, and if they click on the update, it takes them to my response magic where they can come in and sign up. And that will go on my response. There's also a video I put in there for Rory where he's got make money, ways of making money, and talks about direct sellers and different programs like that. So there's several different things that you can do, and all they have to do is click the button. And you always want to make sure that you have the button, which is this, at the very bottom of your page. And the reason you want to have the button at the bottom of your page is because you cannot open that in a new tab. So you always want to make sure that if you use that button, that it's at the very bottom after they finish, because it takes them to wherever you want to take them, and they can't come back to your page. That's the only thing that I found so far that I don't like, is that you cannot link that to a new page, open in a new tab. So
you mean the where they sign up for email and stuff? That one.
Well, not this. Yeah, this in particular. No, I actually have this one. This is an HTML. But the other one where I linked it, like my wine page that I sent to, this one right here, I have a button at the bottom. And at the very bottom, it has a button on it. And if they click on that button, it takes them to my Response Magic where they can register. But they have to leave my website to do it. So that's why I always put a button at the very bottom, because I know if they click it, they're leaving my website.
So the register for updates is leading them away from your site?
Yes. In this particular case, it is. That's why it's at the bottom. Because by the time they get here, they've already read everything else.
If it's at the top right corner where most of them usually are, can you copy that and put it in, or do you have to do a new one?
No, if you use this one, if you have the one that's in your system, you still have that in your Response Magic.
Yeah.
You just have to go to, I'll show you how, and that's real simple. You go to your Response Magic affiliate program where you created it, and you're going to get your toolbar that shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very end, let me get logged in here. Getting too many things pulled up. Right here where it says review, if you click on review, it has this, the third one from the bottom, it says customer magnets. If you click on that, it shows you every code that you've created. So all you have to do is find the one that you want to use. If you only have one or two, then you just find the one you want to use and you get click code. And if you're going to link it, like what I did with the button right here.
Yes.
At the very bottom, when you link that button, then you want to, hold on. Sorry. Right here, this is a button. Right here.
That one.
And yeah, this is a button, and it's actually in, when you create a block, it's in your, the one under formatting, not the embed. I can't remember which one it is. But it's the one under the formatting. It actually says button. Mm-hmm. And this is a button you create, and it's blank, and you can type whatever you want to in here. And then when you get finished typing, it gives you that blank bar up underneath it, and you can link it. So to link that button, you would use these right here. Just like a regular link that you would get from CJ, Brunette, or any one of those, you would put this link in here. But now if you want that code, this code in here, like I have on my other ones, then that's where you would open up an HTML block. And you would put this code in there, then you would hit preview, and then your form would show up on your page for them to fill out.
And you could just place it at the bottom instead of placing it up at the top. Okay.
Yep, so you can put your form in any of your pages, even though it's still in your system on the side here. So even though you still have your widget, your registration form here, you can also put it in any page, because a lot of times people will read and they forget that it's there. But if they have it right here at your page where they can go in, then yeah, you can put any of those in your page, or put your link just like you do with any word or phrase. You can do the same thing where you can say, click here and register for updates. Or if you want to stay updated, fill out this form and fill out this form and put your link in there. And then when they click on it, it goes to the link for them to fill out your form.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So
I still feel dumb.
oh, you are not.
I've listened to so many wonderful people who know everything, and I think, oh, good, this is great, and I write it all down, and then when I get to go and to do it myself.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. And it might help you, it may not. This is just my experience. I'm Debbie Lazay, y'all know her. Some of y'all, she's your instructor. She's my instructor, and I'm the type of person. I'm patient to a point. If I want to know something, I want to know it now. And I come from a background of corporate industry where, you know, I was in charge. I had to make sure things got done when they needed to get done. You know, if they needed a check cut, they called me. I had to cut a check within 10 minutes, you know, wherever it be across the country. I had a laptop with me every day. When I say every day but Sunday, and then before I left, even on Sunday, I had a laptop everywhere. If I went on vacation, I had a laptop. I still do now, but now it's my time. But so I was on call all the time. And so I was used to being able to get what I wanted when I wanted it. And Debbie sent me all the information that y'all got with all the videos. And I would Skype her and say, okay, I need this. And she would be like, it's on a video. So it finally clicked one time that it's on a video somewhere. And I am a researcher by nature. So guess what I did? I watched every video, and I had a notebook, and it's like, okay, this video here, I had whatever the name of the video. And when it come across it, I actually highlighted and wrote down the time frame of the information that I needed. Okay, this is at 1.175 between 2.262. That's how I
Great idea.
That's how I knew exactly what I needed when I needed it. So if I was like, okay, I remember that was on that video. What was that video? Okay, that was the Blogging for Rory, episode 9, this. So I pull up that video. You know, that's what I did for me. I watched videos. I had my pages done and Google AdSense approved in 3.5 weeks.
That's like so discouraging to me because I started July.
You have to do, but see, that's me. I watched those videos. And even now when I talk to Debbie, she's like, well, I knew you were going to figure it out one way or the other. And that's why you have to figure it out one way or the other. We are here as your instructors, and we will help you every way we can. But sometimes you have to figure out what's best for you and what's your best learning technique. That's why we have the student training classrooms, because even though your instructor is great and they have their way of teaching and Rory has his way of teaching, it's good for everybody as a whole, but it might not particularly be your best bet and the best way you learn. So you just take the information that you have that is given to you and you utilize it the best way you know how that helps you learn. If that means you watch a video every time, every day, and it finally clicks one day, then that's what you do. If that means you write notebooks down and you write yourself notes, then that's what you do. The information's there for you to utilize for your potential the best that you can. And then if you have a question and you know, hey, I'm meeting with my instructor on such and such a date, you have your questions ready of what you've come across while you were doing it on your own. So get on the phone with them. It's not, well, what do you want to talk about today? You're like, okay, this is what I discovered while I was doing such and such and such and such. How do I fix it? Or where do I go to fix it?
So we're allowed access to copy and use anything that might be in the training videos?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
That's why it's there. I literally send one of my students, she's got a program that she's found, and I send her all of my YouTubes now. And that's what she does, is she breaks it down for what she needs to learn. And she's like, and that's what she does. All right, here's a segment that I wanted. I'm going to copy that, and then I put it in my own program. And then she knows exactly where it is, where she can go and look at it, and it helps her. That's her learning technique. I have another student, he's repetitious. He just like, okay, I had to watch this 10 times and it clicked. Okay. And now he's done. you know, and then I
Yeah.
have, now like I said with me, I'm a researcher. I will go through, right now I'm researching state base. I got a page out there, but I know before end of next week, it's going to be changed about 10 times because I finally figured out what's going on. Right now, I'm not there yet. But we all have a different way that we learn. But the information's out there in a video somewhere. Trust me. And you have that. If you need to copy a video or you need to break a video down, it's there. Rory's on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Paul's on YouTube. I'm sure Priscilla's on YouTube. Most of us instructors, our master instructors, we're on YouTube somewhere, or we are on a video somewhere where you can go and see how we train or see how we do things. And most of us follow exactly the way Rory does, or we've tweaked it a little bit for our learning technique. And that might, but the basics is the same throughout the whole thing. It's just that we've tweaked it to where it helps us learn, but the basics is the same throughout all of us instructors. The basics are the same.
One way I found it works for me is I'm working on the pages instead of going to my web page and clicking on it and editing it there. I'm staying on dashboard and bringing it up and editing there, and then I'm going to transfer all of the pages one at a time, repetitively, till I get them all put on my web page.
Okay.
After I've got them adjusted. My only problem is right now I'm down to coffee and wine, and something happened, and I think I may have hit a delete key with an insert key at the same time.
Right.
And a whole paragraph disappeared, just totally gone, box and all. And hitting the little arrow that points to go back doesn't work.
Yep. I heard you this morning, Miss Susan, and sometimes it doesn't, and that's why I said the automatic save doesn't always save exactly there. It saves in spurts. So whenever you are, and that's the other thing I do, I save after every 2 paragraphs. I don't care if it's a short 3-sentence paragraph. I don't sure.
I've been doing that too.
Yeah. And sometimes it just happened. Trust me, the other day when we had the storm coming through and my lights kept flickering, I believe I wrote the same paragraph 5 times before I could, get to save before my lights flickered again and I lost power.
My problem is the paragraph that disappeared is the one that starts about wanting to be with your friends and share fine foods.
Okay, so and if it's...
That's the paragraph that disappeared.
So what you can do, and that's would be a great place, you can actually go to Rory's page, At Home with Tanya, or go to 1f16.com and find the original and copy it back in, or write your own.
Okay, hit me again with where to go to. I didn't hear it all. I'm sorry.
Oh, can you get to the chat? I can actually put it back in there again. Hold on.
Hold on a minute. I'm coming.
Okay.
I got it up.
All right, go to the chat and look up. Here, you know what? I will just copy it and repost it.
Because see, I went back to the last one that was saved, and it kept the paragraph above it, the little short one, but didn't do that one.
Yep. So go to either.
The very next thing that comes up is that big print that says, my side effects before I found.
Yep. Go to, I put it in the chat, either 1f16.com or athomewithtanya.com, and search for that page you're modifying. It should be in either one or both of those, the original. Okay. And you just need to copy the information.
Let me get a little piece to write it on.
Bye, everybody. I got to go.
All right, dears. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm sorry. I got in late. Zoom just wouldn't do anything.
Just
kept telling me everything. I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, here's a piece I can write on. Okay, 1F 16.com.
Mm-hmm.
2Q, little low. 2 low Q at 84.com. And 5E95. Yeah, I'm fighting problems with fingers right now.
Yep, and just go to either one of those and find that page. Just type in the search what you're looking for. It's probably in the category menu.
Yeah, that's what I was asking is where can I go copy and paste?
Yep, that's all you need to do. And just copy what you need from either one of those. And if you can't find the exact one, because I promise you, if you go to mine and Paul's, which is the last two, we've probably already modified it and you won't find it exactly. Tanya and Rory's page will probably have it exact. If not, the other option is write what you want to write in.
It's At Home with Tanya is another option. Okay.
Yeah, athomewithtanya.com.
I just made, what I had assumed was it was part of the two lower ones.
No, At Home with Tanya is another one. That's Rory's original one.
At Home with
Tanya, Tanya.
I'm a little bit slow there. I 20/70 in my right eye and 2200 in my left. So things don't look right sometimes.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Perfect. You are doing wonderful, Miss Susan.
Yeah, just believe me, I've gotten all the way down there, and I'm going down alphabetically down that list, and every shop above, and all of the wine clubs except Canada, because I don't know where that we stand, but maybe I can find out one on one of their pages and transfer it and modify it.
Yep. Go to, I think Rory has one on Canada.
Is Canada going now?
No, they're supposed to be up and running by the end of September. They're still in pre-launch right now.
Oh, okay. I got a little ways yet.
Yeah.
You mean the Canada pages?
Yeah, you need to go ahead and write your Canada pages for pre-launch. Then that way you can change it over to actually launch, just like we did with Australia when they went from pre-launch to launch. So
yeah, because I heard when Rory was talking that Germany's running.
No, they're still in pre-launch. They're actually going to revisit Germany, and but I think they said that there's two other places they're going to look at too, but they're going back to Germany to try to get it back up. They ran into some snags over there, so they wanted to get Canada up and running first before they work those out in Germany. So they should be able, hopefully we'll know something by, after Christmas or sometime after then about
that one night, and it was the night after, the week after the convention. Rory was talking like Germany was up and running.
No, not yet. They're going back to revisit.
Okay, I understand, but I just thought they got it solved. And
it's still in pre-launch, so you can still advertise there for pre-launch. They still are in pre-launch. We haven't left there. We are still in Germany. We just can't ship wine. They're in the same state that
I don't know how far down Stacy's had a chance to even look at my stuff yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Just periodically it's coming in, and thanks to this horrible weather down here, it's the opposite of ice cold. We're record-breaking heat.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Yesterday we broke a record set in 1901.
Goodness. Oh. Yeah. All right. So I've covered everything that I think we've done.
I just wanted to share, if anybody wants to know, when I upgraded my Dropbox, there's an option to do it for $19.99 a month. And then it spreads out the cost. Because I got the professional one, I knew I was going to have a gazillion pictures and all that stuff in it.
Yep.
So,
and that's something new they started, was that payment plan. I saw it when I upgraded. I wish I'd have saw it first. I was like, oh, but you know, it's done. But yeah, they do have a payment option now for all their programs.
There's
so that should help.
AVG antivirus and protection info thing. I guess it's AVG Antivirus Technologies, and it's $23.88 a year, and it protects you from someone coming in and just, you know, if they stole your laptop, they wouldn't be able to get your information.
Yeah, they have some good programs out there.
Yeah. I have one final question, if you don't mind.
Okay.
In my Dropbox, which is just my old Dropbox, I had already gone out to a site called Pixel, PEXEL.com, and I had chosen a whole bunch of wine and food and people pictures, you know, and so I have this collection, but when I open a folder, you can't see the pictures. You can just see the same image with a different address at the bottom.
Okay, what you need to do is go into your view. I'll show you how to fix that.
Okay.
That's just your view changed. It's a real simple fix. If you, when you click on your folder, and it shows, let me show you it. You're probably going to see it look like this, or tiles. Most people.
No, it's a picture. It's a real picture. I mean, it's like a logo.
A logo, yeah.
Round, like that.
And so what you need to do is you see up here in view, and it'll be on the top. Whenever you go to your Dropbox, it'll be at the top. You're going to go to view, and you want to actually click where it says icon, and it has a picture beside it. That way you can actually see the picture.
Can you see all the pictures?
Yes. Just no, you'll be able to see everything in your folder. See, like mine has folders, so if I click on the folder, see, this is what you see, right? And if I come up here and click icon, and the one with the picture beside it, then it actually shows me the pictures in that folder. And if I want them bigger, I just click large.
Okay.
So, but you want to go from this, which is a list, to the actual picture image.
Okay. That's very helpful to me. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And a lot of people do have it listed, and it's just the way your computer assigns it. You actually have to tell it, hey, I want the picture. I need the image itself. I don't need just the logo and the name. You want the image.
I'm laughing because I don't think my computer listens to me at all.
Sometimes they don't. And you can actually change the size if you want the small, you know, if you want large, if you want extra large. It just depends on, you know, what you want.
Okay.
Hey, Sheila.
Yes.
I'm going to have to jet because I'm supposed to go to a outdoor orchestra concert this afternoon. I got to get some food ready, and I'm still trying to do some tweaking on this page.
All right.
And I want to thank you so much. And ladies, I sure enjoyed meeting y'all. And I'm sure we'll see each other again next week. I won't be able to be here Tuesday because I got to go to Memphis to doctor's appointments and stuff. But I'm sure I'll see you Saturday. And thank you so much. Big hug, Sheila.
You're welcome, darling. We'll talk again, okay?
Bye. Quick question.
All right.
All right. So Amazon ads in the gallery.
So I'm on Facebook. I'm on Skype. So find me, Kim Moore.
Yeah, we all should be on Skype at some point. So just look for our names if you need to contact anybody.
Absolutely.
All righty. All right, girl. You have a good one.
Sheila?
Yes.
I have a question on WordPress. It has something about Cornerstone content. What's that all about?
Cornerstone, we don't really use Cornerstone because that's basically it's asking you to set up a page that depicts what your whole website's going to be about. And you don't want to do that because because of the way we market, we don't have just one thing. So you really don't need to do a cornerstone. Now, I do have what I call a sticky. I don't know if anyone noticed that on my post.
What's it called?
It's called a sticky. And what that is as you know, whenever, and it's just for your post, on your post right here, which is your homepage. And for those of you that are thinking about applying for Google AdSense, you need at least 2 to 3 posts on your homepage. Some people only have one. I can tell you now, if you only have one and you apply for Google, you're going to get denied. You want at least 2 to 3, 4 max, no more than 4. But the only thing about it is you want to have your thank you page is your first thing people see when they come to your site. If you create a post, the posts are created in reverse chronological order. So that means the first thing that you've created will be the last thing that shows up if you've created new pages. So your thank you page usually gets pushed down as you create new posts. So what you can do, and this is what I've done, you see where it says sticky? This is where you go to your quick edit. This is in your quick edit. And down at the bottom where it says published, mine says published, you actually have the option to make it a sticky. And what that does is that means no matter where you, what you create later, that page, see right here where it says published, make this a post sticky. So I made that a sticky, which means no matter how many pages I write in my post or how many I transfer or edit or remove, this will always be first. Always.
That's nice. That's good though.
Yeah. Then that way I don't have to come back in, because usually what you do is if you create a new page and you don't have this as your sticky and you create a new page, then your new page is first. Then you have to come in here and change your date to a more recent date so that it shows up first. So if you just come in and make it a sticky page, then it shows up first no matter what you create or how many pages you create afterward. It will always be first.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. But Cornerstone, we really don't do Cornerstone for the simple fact our website is not based upon just one thing. We don't really have a one theme website. It's based on several different affiliate marketing concepts and several different programs. And we basically type what we like. So there's no reason to try to set a Cornerstone.
So Sheila, I have one other question. Getting to your class was hard for me. I had to contact Priscilla, and she was in her own meeting, and she was texting me back and forth and everything. And I finally got, she said, go to zoom.us, and then she gave me 616-511-030. I think that's the code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then she also gave me 890-475-0619. That's your phone number, right?
No.
No? What is that? Because apparently I needed that too to get in to see you.
That's probably the link. So, but if you just click on the Zoom link, here, I'll post it in, again, in the chat.
Okay.
But if you just click on the Zoom link, it should bring you right to me. Let me get it, copy it real quick.
You've got some other screen up and I can't pull the chat up right now.
What?
There, now I can get it. Nope, still not. Okay.
All right. Did you get that?
Yeah, zoom.us/j/ and then / the 616-511-030.
030. Yeah. Yeah, if you key that in, that should bring you straight to Zoom.
Okay, takes you to Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila?
Yes.
Question though, can you put Amazon ads in the gallery slots?
No, because Amazon ads usually have a HTML code.
Yes.
So no, you can't do multiple HTML codes. You can only do that with individual pictures.
Oh, okay.
However, in Amazon, if you have an Amazon account, you can go in and create sort of like a gallery where it has what is it called?
I wasn't able to find it again. I found it once and I wasn't.
Yeah, when you go to your Amazon and you create your ads for your Amazon, you can create groups, and it will basically have like 5 or 6, 7 different groups of the same ad, not the same ad, but like material. Like if you do baseball, then you'll have all the equipment listed that will go with it. And I can't remember what that's called. I have a couple on mine, but it's just where you can group, like with vitamins, I can go in and create a group of vitamins, or a ad for vitamins, and it will list like a category, and it'll have like 5 or 6 different vitamins listed that they can choose from. So there's a way you could go in and make a group and post that link in or that HTML in your code, in your page, and then it will pull up those vitamins and cycle them through. But there is a way you can do it from Amazon.
You can't do it in gallery. And gallery, I assume, is a format code inside, right? That's it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's one of your.
Last question, the posts. First time I've heard you got to have 2 to 3 posts. Do you have to connect the posts to your homepage?
Yeah, when you go to your homepage, and that's the other thing is your homepage is a different link altogether. It's not related to your pages. That's why it's called a post. So whenever you want to go and put something on your homepage, you see up here where it says new.
Right.
You see where it says post.
Yes.
If you click on that, then it will create it in your homepage.
Okay.
And that'll be the only place you'll be able to find it, because I've had students that say, I've created 5 pages and I can't find them. And they hit post instead of page. Yeah. So anytime you hit post, remember it's going to be in your homepage. And your homepage.
Is there a limitation to the size that you got to have, or what?
No, they don't want more than 4. But you need to have at least more than 1. So between 2 to 4 pages you need on your home page if you want to apply for Google AdSense once your pages are done.
Okay. Yeah, my pages are done, and that's what or I'm finishing. So that's what I've got to add 2 to 3 posts. Then.
Yep. And the other thing is, outside of your template that you've gotten and you've modified, you need to have 7 to 10 pages of your own that you've done from scratch.
I got.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah.
To apply for Google AdSense, when you finished, and what I say for Google AdSense is, I don't know if y'all noticed when I first come on, I had there was ads all over the place up here. For some reason they're showing up here. That's my Google AdSense. They show up randomly throughout, like Click Partners and things like that. And they pay me anytime somebody clicks on it. Basically, they pay you to advertise on your website, but you have to be approved. And they come and they look through your system with a fine-tooth comb. They look for if you have a lot of copied content, which they call scraping, which means you have exact duplicate of somebody else's website or page. If you don't have original content, which means it's something totally unique that they can't find exactly anywhere on their website, and they know every page they have on their website. So if you want to apply for Google AdSense, then the template that you got from Roy with your website needs to be changed, modified. Roy originally said 50 to 60%. I'm saying 80 to 90 if you can do it. You wanted as much originality as possible. That means changing pictures too. Some people will go in and say, I've modified all the words and have the same pictures. Google looks at that as still scraping. You use the same pictures as another website. Change out your pictures. Change out, if you have to go paragraph by paragraph, read your whole content first. That's the way I do it. That makes it easier for me. then that way you know what your page is about, you know what it's talking about, and it makes it easier for you to put it in your own words. Because then when you read each paragraph, then you know what the overall content of the page is, and it makes it easier for you to think about how you would say it.
So when you originally said you can apply for Google AdSense after your PBS was finished, and then you said,
after your PBS is finished, which means your original content, your original pages are done, you need to add 7 to 10 original pages. That means pages you've created from scratch, from the keyword to the headline to the pictures you put in, all the way to the bottom is totally yours, nobody else's.
Okay.
And once you have that done, you let your instructor know. You say, hey, I've finished my finished my website with the templates. I've added X amount of pages. Can you look at it and see if I'm ready? Most of us, the MSI, which is the Master and System Instructors, have Google AdSense, so we know what it takes to get there. My students that want to apply for it, I send it to the MSIs, and I say, all right, I need y'all to look through here, because they're my students, so I see their page all the time, so I might be kind of partial to it, be kind of biased, and I might overlook something that will cause them to get denied. So I always send it out to the MSIs and say, all right, here's my instructor. He's ready to, or she's ready to try for Google AdSense. Can you look through it and see if there's anything that might stand out? And please don't take the feedback you get negatively. Be thankful for it, because like I said, we've already been through, we know what they're looking for. So if they come back and say, well, you need to change this or take this out, just do that, because we want to make sure you get Google AdSense. It's just another way to get free money. And fix it, and don't go back and immediately apply the next day. Wait a week or two, get some more traffic coming to your system, advertise more on your ad sites, put some more things on social media, advertise, use the time that you have to fix what you need to fix, and then advertise your system, because they do look at how often your website gets viewed. If you haven't advertised and you apply for Google AdSense, I promise you're going to get denied, because you have no traffic coming to your system. So generate some traffic.
So you have to post ads.
Have to post ads, yes.
I think Roy said like at least 20 a day.
If you can. I do it an hour to an hour and a half a day. Okay. Almost every day if I can. Some days I don't get to do that often. I might only get to post one on social media or two, depending on my time. But usually on the weekend.
And you can link.
Huh?
You can link. Which way do you link? Do you link from the ad to your pages or from the pages to the ad?
No, your ad's always going to come to your page.
Okay.
Yeah. Your ad's always going to come to your page. You don't ever send your ad to your affiliate site. Your ad always comes to your page, and let your page take them to your affiliate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and also, if I want my own URL thingy, I should talk to Priscilla to get that.
For what?
For the places where you need to put in, like link your URL instead of somebody else's URL, so you get.
For the anchor offers, yeah, you should already have all of. If you're not in the wine and the coffee are the only two paid programs that we have right now that we market. Everything else should be free, and you should be able to get those from CJ, Brunette Marketing, and ClickBank. So
go to the national URL.
Yeah, if you're going through the RRR training,
yeah,
that will tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you are in, let me pull mine up, and you've gone through your V marketing and everything, right up underneath that, it shows you how to modify, shows you how to sign up for your ClickBank, shows you how to sign up for your affiliates. So that's what you want to do, is to make sure that you have this training right here.
Yeah, I've been through all this training.
All right, so if you've signed up, so then that means in group 1, you've signed up for these 3 programs.
Yeah. I had like 10 affiliates that I had to sign up with.
Yeah, so then you've already signed up for your affiliates. That's where you get your links to go into your pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I just go into their website and find a place to ask for it or what?
No, when you go into your website or go into like with ClickBank, there's actually, if you've already done everything and you're there, then all you do is go into the search. So like we can go to ClickBank. Let's go into ClickBank. When you pull it up, it should pull it up, you know, you log in. And then once you log in, no, don't ever sign up for ClickBank University. They charge for it, and they charge you to show you the same thing we do.
Yeah, Priscilla said don't do that.
Yep, no. And then you're going to go to your marketplace up here at the top, and then you just search. You have two different options. You can actually search for a product to see if they have it, or you can use their category menu. And
where did you get the marketplace thing? I missed
the marketplace is right up here in your toolbar. See right here where it says marketplace?
Oh, okay.
Yep. And just click on there and it brings you to this page, and you can search by name or you can use the categories. And like if you have cooking, food, and wine, which we're doing great things right now with that on Wednesday nights. If you want to look up that, then, you know, they have keto stuff. They have, like, one of the offers is your fat burning kitchen. There it is right there. And you can come in here and you're like, well, I really don't know what I want to. Like, I know one of the ones that is no longer there is the coconut oil. So you can actually come in here and type coconut oil, and it will pull up anything that might be any relation to coconut. And it might be what you're looking for. It may not be what you're looking for, but as you can see, there's nothing in here related to coconut oil. So you can know right then that you probably need to take that out and put something else in its place. Or you can just look up coconut, what's in there about coconut. One of our, see this book right here? One of our instructors actually wrote that.
Learn to hear the voice of God?
Yep. That's one of our instructors. She wrote that. So, you know, again, there's really not much here on coconut.
So how do you get the URL though? If you find something that has it, that you want to find,
okay,
you find it. It's not coconut, but something else.
All right, let's go back to the one I know is in our system. So I'm gonna go back to cooking, food, and wine. That 101 ways. So this right here is the fat burning kitchen. That is in your cooking, food, and wine. That's a page in your system. So you're gonna come here to where it says promote.
Yeah.
And you're gonna click on promote. And it's going to tell you this is your nickname, which is whatever you signed up with on ClickBank. You don't need a tracking ID, so don't even need to put that in there. And then you're just going to click generate a hot link, and it's going to give you a link. And this right here is your link, and you can just click copy, and it will copy it to your clipboard, which means it's there. Or you can do it the old way, which I normally do also, is you're going to highlight it, click, and copy. And then you're just going to go to your page. And you can do one or two things.
And put it in as
Yep. So you're going to come here, click on this, and it's going to pull up your page. And right here, family-friendly fat-burning meals, or no, right here. And we're going to come here, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to click our edit page. And once we click on our edit page, then we can come in and start editing. You're just going to get that link. And right here, we're going to, you know, just highlight it. And there's my link. Just click on that and open it up, paste my link in there, open in a new tab, and apply. And we can do another thing, lose weight by fat burning. We can do that one as well. And I'm going to click on my link button, paste my link in here, click my three dots to make sure it opens in a new tab, and then apply. And then that's how I put my link in from there. And as you can see, this whole page was done in HTML code. This is a great teaching technique. So what I'm going to do is click here and let's preview. What is this? All right, so I want that in a classic block. I'm going to get rid of all that. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come up here I'm going to open in a new tab and paste in that there. Then I'm going to get rid of that block. Let's see what this is. Again, we're going to copy that. And I'm going to use this same classic block. I'm not going to open up a new classic block or a new block. I'm going to post that in there. I'm going to get rid of that. And then let's see what this is. Again, copy this. And just open, put it in the same block. Paste. And then get rid of this. Alrighty. And
yeah, that went by fast, but I'm getting the general idea.
Yeah,
but
because it was all in code. I don't want it in code, so I'm just going to hit update now.
okay.
And now when I come to this page, it's going to be in a block format, and I don't have to worry about it. And I will probably come back and do some more editing to this page because there's some more stuff. Because this page actually was gone for a while. They've brought it back because it wasn't there a few months ago. That's why I didn't do anything with it. So, but I'll come back in and edit this some more, put some more details. You can actually use your keto from your Valentis in here, works really good. Some of their protein shakes works really good with this article. So you can cross market their fat burning program along with your Valentis coffee and creamers and keto products. So again, you can have several different things in here. And their keyword here is metabolism. So you can actually leave that in there, or you can say boost metabolism, change your keyword, and then make sure you change your information in here. This doesn't even have your keyword in it, so that's going to cause a red flag, so you can change that. If you haven't advertised, so you can actually change that a little bit. That's just another way to edit, modify your page. So that was a good thing. I knew there was another one in here that has the same information. And that's just because, you know, when we converted from classic format to block format, some of the pages were converted into HTML codes for whatever reason. But that's how you can do that. So let's see who has chats. And I think that's it for me.
Thank you so much for everything. This is really tremendous.
Anytime. And you can come every Saturday. I'm here. Usually
I will be here every Saturday.
I will go through and let your instructor know who attended, what we went over. And like I said, my YouTube channel's in the chat. Usually, it's 4:00 my time now, probably about 9 tonight. Everything will be uploaded that we went over today on YouTube. It will be labeled and dated, so you'll know exactly what's in there. All of them are in there from December when I started on my YouTube channel.
What are you gonna label it, Sheila?
I don't know. Usually I just put it in whatever we went over, and just put little cues, like today we went over modifying pages, getting links, embed codes, and basics. So that's probably what it'll be labeled, but it'll be dated today.
Will it have your name in it?
Huh?
Will it have your name in it?
Yes, it'll be my YouTube channel. So everything on there's mine.
Sheila?
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm new here. Could you give me your YouTube channel, because I came in the middle of your session. Excellent session, by the way.
Check your chat.
I'm sorry?
Check your chat down at the bottom.
Okay.
Yep. And you can actually save your chat. So save your chat, and you can pull it up later and pull up all the information that we've put in there.
Where do you save the chat? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
So if you pull up your chat,
yeah,
you should. Let's see, where is it at? You see the 3 dots where you type in your message?
Yeah, right there.
And then just hit save chat.
Save chat. Okay.
And then it'll ask you where you want to save it.
Oh, it says it'll probably be a folder in Dropbox, I guess. Right?
I don't know, wherever it asked you to save it, or just say show in folder. So after you hit save chat, show in folder, and it'll tell you what folder you saved it in.
Okay, it says show in folder.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean?
Yeah, so it'll pull up the folder that it saved it in, and you just want to leave that up.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that way you know where it's at.
Meeting saved chat.
Yep.
With the date. Okay.
Yep. And you just want to notate where it is, because see right here, mine says it saved it in my Zoom folder, which is fine because it's related to my Zoom. Yours will probably show up in whatever folder that you were last in. So you just want to make sure that you are aware of where it's at.
You have more confidence in me than I do, because I
do.
haven't been in any folder yet. I mean, I've tried to get into them, but I can't get into them. So
yeah. So, and like I said, we'll be here, and it'll get easier each week. And usually I try, when I'm not able to make it, I try to do a small one and just post it on Facebook so you have something that you can look through and reference to. But for the most part, I'm here about every week, unless, like I said, some family, something comes up that we have to do, that I need to do. But we'll be here every Saturday. So I'm going to stop the recording unless we have any other questions.
well, I have a million, but I'll save it for another